All right. Stream is rolling.
My father, Alex Mason.
What's happening, Frank?
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
What is poppin'? Oh, you're on the PlayStation. I see.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say the mic's a little different.
Yeah, it is different because I had to use the plug-in mic off the actual headset. I had to go digging in a box to find this.
Are you have you found out how to stream from your shit?
Like
Your
I know how to
PlayStation?
stream off the PlayStation. Yeah.
Does it capture Discord audio?
That I don't know. I don't think it does.
See. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but I streamed some Black Ops 2 yesterday.
Yes, I did see.
Yes. One thing I realized, I don't know if I'm oh,
Jesus, sorry.
I don't know if I'm friends with you on PlayStation or something, or what. With whatever one you're using, I think.
Where is...
I have Chrysalis Tempo.
No, this one's different.
Oh.
Why does, like, there are no friends on here? Fuck. Game base? Is it game base? Friends, there we go.
Ah.
Oh, I've sent you a friend request.
Oh, it was sent? Let's see. Notifications.
Tempo.
Aha.
Picky.
Where do I go to see that?
Mine was in...
Go to home?
Yeah, you hit, like, the
Profile? There we go.
home button, and then you go to, like, friends. You can see friend requests. I sent it on 10/7/2024.
I see. Dude, I do not see friend requests.
You hit the fucking, like, if you're in Black Ops, like, you hit the home button.
Yeah.
and then you go down to game base, which is text
Oh,
and notifications.
game base. Okay.
Yes, and then you'll have friends as like the first option, and then you can see friend requests.
Aha.
Hey, there we go. Jesus Christ, dude.
The OG, man.
Dude. Legitimately. Okay. Party privacy's open. Oh man, I fucking love this game.
Yeah, man. I've been playing with... Oh, shit, I forgot I even put on my fucking DVG clan. I've been playing this out in the living room. My fucking dad's been watching. It's like, damn, I remember this. I'm like, yeah.
The full throwback.
It's been nice because
Hell
I've
yeah.
actually been, like, out of the room, too.
Yeah, there you go. It's a game that brings the whole family together.
It's like, this is... this is angry times. And I'm like, yeah. Yes, it is.
I haven't played this map yet.
I've played quite a bit of it.
You have execute authority.
I remember certain areas. I remember getting sniped on this map.
Yeah. No, there's a spot with the rocks in the back where it's fucking bullshit.
Dude, I also had to put tac mask on, like, and it's been a life changer.
Dude, the limited amount of things to be able to put on is brutal, though.
Yes. No, 100%. But I kind of like that. It makes you kind of, like, go for a certain class that you need to... Also, not being able to edit your shit mid-match.
Yeah.
Like, this is your class.
Fuck. But I've been getting shit on this game, dude. Like, hardcore. Like, 1 in 19.
Oh, that hasn't happened to me yet.
It's happened quite a bit. I'm not a controller guy, so that's, like, also...
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I've moved off of it.
I mean, you were pooping on some.
Yeah, I mean, I have some poops. But there is poop in the tank, but trying to get it out is the issue. Guy around there.
Get moving!
Oh, I'm sorry. I was picking up a gun.
Scam Central.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Fucking guy hit behind me.
I've got you.
Man.
We're winning this fight.
Oh, okay.
Drop them.
Oh. Dude, I hate bouncing Bettys, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Frag out. Friendly UAV inbound.
Oh, spawn's flipped.
But they did.
Alright.
Okay.
That was textbook.
I won a free-for-all earlier.
Hey, I haven't played a free-for-all at all.
I was like, I haven't played free-for-all in a long time. That's the throwback.
Dude, I also just, like, the thing that I love about this, too, is, like, there isn't fucking stupid-ass skins. Like, I get skins are marketing, and, like, it's a selling
No, I was
point,
thinking
but
the
I'm
same
like,
thing. When I loaded into a match earlier and everybody just looked like army guys, and I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. We're going to fucking war.
Yeah, dude, this is what we're meant, like, I get the gags of like having Beavis and Butthead or something. Like, yeah, all right, that's like I get it, but like at the same time, man, like let Fortnite have that. Like I wish, and this is something that comes down to like everything of like movies, TV shows, like everything media now, is everybody wants to be like whatever is making money rather than them just being themselves and what they're good at or what they want to do. Like just do what you do good and let it be that. Like you don't need to be the same across the board. Like I get it, and you're trying to ride the trend and stay relevant, and like I'm not saying you can't change, but like also keep your identity of what you are, and that's like, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like I said, it's just, to me, when I play this, it just feels perfect. This is exactly what a peak Call of Duty is. Like, and there's things that piss you off about it, but it's also like they're not game-breaking issues.
Yeah.
Let's go, ladies. We're on the clock. Time to go to work.
Like, yeah, the bouncing betties are annoying, 100%. They've always been annoying though. Like that was.
Fuck.
We've lost the advantage.
I don't understand how you make micro adjustments though with a controller. Like that, I cannot figure out. Like every movement I make, even if I like very slightly move my thumb, it is like completely like slipping across the screen.
On your feet.
Yeah, it's just part of adjusting to sensitivity. Way up. Dude, god damn it.
Frag out. On the move.
Fuck me.
Target down. We've pulled forward.
Also vividly remembering
Enemy
like
down.
hitting my first cross-map tomahawk on this map.
He's done.
And like I wish they had fucking
We've
theater
lost
mode.
control.
Oh, they
It
don't?
made me a little sad. No, there's no theater mode.
We've taken the lead. Grenade.
That's kind of why you almost have to record everything you do.
I see.
You're not gonna be able to.
I guess like the PlayStation literally has it inbuilt now at this point. Kinda.
Yeah.
So. Dude, oh my god, I was watching one of my TikTok streams the other day. Because I guess it archives them, and I didn't know that. But there's an auto bleep on fucking TikTok, so when I just start freaking out, it's just beep, fucking beep, beep, fucking beep. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I almost want to censor shit in our own videos now because it's just
I was
funny.
gonna say there is a part of just the bleep that makes it even better.
It just sounds so much more hardcore. It's just like, whoa, whoa.
On the move.
I would only want that though for when somebody like goes off, like not just for like one-offs, you know, like oh
Yeah.
fuck, like you know, but just like the it's just the guy.
Or like the you when you start going.
Yeah, dude.
There's one dude on their team who is lagging, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Hellstorm is
noticed that. Dude, I just had fucking 3 people I shot and didn't kill any of them. So sad. And I also love like
UAV above.
assists not counting as kills.
Yeah.
Eliminations.
We've lost the lead.
God damn it. And I'm having a rough one. Oh, he pulled out the LMG.
Keep shooting.
We've taken the advantage. Mission almost complete. Don't quit now.
Dude, fuck you and your pistol, man.
There's one dude who's pelting people.
Yeah, I know.
No way. Dude, there's some times though where I'm like really shooting somebody for like a little while and it doesn't even hit though, and I'm like kind of upset about those.
Yeah, I have also noticed, like, I guess I didn't realize how strong, like, bullets counted for people's legs in, like, the newer games, where, like, in this
Yeah,
game,
no.
you shoot somebody in the leg,
It
like,
could take
doesn't
some
do
shots,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I've also noticed, like, when they get headshot, they get
Yeah, no,
fucking
they
headshot.
get, yeah, they're gone. Like, it takes one, usually.
Never a
With
doubt.
most guns.
And, like, I don't know, I haven't really found a problem with, oh, let's go, with the, like, the matchmaking. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, you get fucking stomped, but, like, other games, like, they're pretty close most of the time. Like, it's pretty fine. Like, I don't know, I don't really feel a need to have, like, everybody at the same level because, like, oh, now you're gonna go up another tier to this next people because you're fucking kicking ass so hard. Like, I don't really feel that.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's just, man, it's such a beautiful game. And, like, also, the only thing I will say is, like, I'm kind of been debating as I've been leveling up of, like, do I want a prestige?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the same thing. I don't think I'm gonna.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna either. Like, I think I'm just gonna unlock the guns, and I'm good at sitting where I'm at.
Yeah.
With what
But the
I
only
have.
thing is, I don't know if you can unlock everything on one prestige, because I think you only get so many tokens.
Ooh, now that's a good point. Now we're bringing up good points. Fucking Black Hat. Oh my god, hacking people's shit. Also, I love how fast you get into games too.
Yeah, no, it is so quick.
And, like, I like that you don't get booted from a lobby. You get put back in the lobby, and you can hang out in that lobby if it's a good lobby for you.
Yeah.
You don't immediately just get pulled out and shoved into something else. It's also weird for me to, like, go from Call of Duties where you could move pre-match, and this one you just can't. You just
Yeah.
Deadly force is authorized.
Yeah. I will say, I also keep wanting to, like, do crazy movement things, and you can't even, like, mantle and kill people.
No, you actually, like, you run out of sprint.
Yeah.
too. Like, running out of sprint was also, like, kind of crazy. Like, you can have lightweight on this or you don't, but, like...
Nice.
Kill confirmed.
Opens.
Like, I don't know, the maps just flow.
Yeah.
Like, everything's, like I said, I don't have
But, like,
a
I
map
remember
that I really...
when I was playing like Plaza or something, and my dad was watching, and I was just like, I don't even know where I'm going, but just like my like instincts are telling me, like, I remember going this way. I don't even know what is this way, but like I just can move where I want to go,
Yeah.
and I know where I'm gonna where I'm going. Like, it works.
It pooped a little too hard. Oh, people are connecting though, that's good.
Fuck. Dude. Kickback on these guns is also brutal, though. Like, I can't take a long distance fight with a sub at all, ever.
Yeah, no, I
Which is how it
realized
should
that too.
be.
Exactly, like, that was something that I realized when I was on a sub, and I'm, like, playing it, and I'm like, dude, I am not beaming people across the map, and I'm not getting beamed across the map from a gun that shouldn't be,
Yeah.
you know?
If I am, I have to pepper somebody.
UAV
Yes.
inbound.
Target check. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh.
That's a kill. Stitched him up.
Was it so much better playing on my monitor than playing in the living room, like hella across the room, dude? Like, I cannot fucking see people at all.
Let's go, let's go.
Dude. Dude.
Hostile UAV above.
Kill confirmed.
Friendly UAV inbound.
God damn it.
EKIA.
Be advised. Hostile lightning strike inbound.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
UAV inbound.
I've got you.
Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Oh.
We're winning this fight.
I've got you.
UAV awaiting orders. Friendly UAV.
Oh, I thought I was behind that enough, motherfucker.
I've got you. Grenade! Move! Let's go, let's go.
Oh.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
Fuck.
Damn it. Oh man, I wanted it so bad. That death. Oh, dude.
We've lost the advantage.
Alright, I got my 30. I'm good.
That's crazy. Like, that's insane.
Damn it. Yeah, no, I was rolling there for a bit. Kind of slowed down now. We still lost.
Objective parameters failed. Bringing you home.
Yes, Stella.
Dude, I've been seeing people with diamond camos too, and I'm like, bro, the game's been out a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been
was
kind of
like,
upsetting
that's-
me.
Kind of crazy to be like diamond after a month. Jesus Christ. Band off, let's go. Dude, also, I was getting, there was some matches I was in where people were using the FOUL, which is the semi-automatic.
Yeah,
assault
I remember
rifle.
that one.
Dude, I was getting two tapped, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's been
That's
some
crazy.
guns that people have been dropping me with. I don't really. I just am bad at identifying the guns at the moment.
I also love that, like, they give you the tokens to unlock, but you're not forced to unlock.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
you can choose what you want to do. If, like, you don't want to unlock some, like, I have like 10 tokens, I think.
I think I have a lot too right now. Still.
I have 15. But it's also like Like I want the MSMC, which I'm getting really close to unlocking, and I want the ballista. Those are, and then like probably a couple assault rifles, and that's like there's other assault rifles that I'm like, I don't really want to use that yet.
Yeah, I've kind of just been using a trifecta of guns, and I mean, I'm not really too interested in using much else right now.
Team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Time to go to work.
And like there's really only been a few games where I'm like, where spy planes are a problem, but otherwise like.
I was in a game where there was probably 4 orbital VSATs. Yeah, I don't know. Just pissed me off. Man.
Hostile UAV above.
As I say that.
Kill confirmed.
Dude.
Concussion.
Dude, some people are like, just their reaction time is insane. Like, I don't even get to aim my gun before I die, and they're in front of me, like, a lot of the time.
Reload.
God damn it, dude.
Get moving.
This bitch with the fucking suppressor is fucking me up.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
On the move.
That should have died.
Frag out. Get moving. Get moving.
Dude, what the fuck?
Man,
Grenade.
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
Out. Top it off.
Hostile lightning strike inbound.
Man.
Concussion out.
ah, dude, flashes are ridiculous.
That's why I had to put on tack. Because it was bad.
This is it. Take it up.
Sorry.
You're fine. I just get so many hit markers on people. Like, I got fucking 4 on him before he fucking... I got an assist on it.
He's done. Topping off. Out.
Friendly UAV inbound. Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Oh. Will say that's the first time that's happened to me.
Oh, and the UAV pings while this is happening, so everybody gets to see where you are, bro.
Reloading.
Wow.
Man, that was rough.
That one hurt our reputation.
Yes, it is.
Did you get the free camo bundle?
I didn't look.
So when you trying to think. So when you go to like hold on, let me back out. So when you trying to think of how So when you go to the store, it'll pop up with the ultimate customization bundle. You get that for free. Gives you
Oh.
a bunch of camos.
I've been wondering how everybody's been having crazy shit. I'm like, all right, well, fuck you guys.
So I would recommend that if you would. There's some
Right.
old school ones that I remember buying that I was like, oh, dude, I remember these.
Can you go to the next thing so I can go to my class?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if you were.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Thank you. Oh, wow, you just get all of those.
Yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna be a second. I just undid all of my shit that I had.
Oh.
I had foregrip. And then, oh my god. Dude. Fucking jackass, Johnny. Yeah, so I run quick draw, long barrel foregrip with the primary gunfighter, and then I run lightweight, toughness, dexterity with perk 3 greed, so I get an extra one, and I use tack mask.
I've got, I use perk 1 greed, and I've got hardline on with my lightweight, and I got fast hands, which I don't really need fast hands.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? It's just swapping weapons and equipment. Oh, I thought it had anything to do with reloading. Okay. I don't really need a grenade, yeah. I'm gonna put on primary gunfighter then.
I experimented with some of this, and it's also crazy. They give you lightweight, toughness, and dexterity as all of your first 3
Yeah,
perks.
those are good.
Like, dude, those are the best perks.
Literally.
Like, there's certain things if you want, like flak jacket or ghost. Like, I understand if people want those, but like, you know, or cold-blooded or scavenger or whatever. But like, I don't know. For me, it's like I would rather get less flinch, move faster, take no damage when falling, like aim faster after sprinting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I just started looking at it. I was like, those would be cool.
I actually don't need dexterity on my old man class because I don't aim. Tack mask is good. Be hardwired.
Yeah, no, tack mask is like, it makes it to where nothing happens. It's how tack mask should be.
Yes.
Like, you get hit with a stun and there's nothing that happens.
Does your secondary weapon slow you down at all? Or is it only when you hold it? I never knew that.
I don't carry a secondary, so I don't really know. The only secondaries I did carry were like rocket launchers and stuff.
Let's say if I put a rocket launcher, I have an extra slot, and I don't really. I guess I'll put toughness on it.
I don't think it does unless you're carrying it. And also with getting that perk pack or the skin pack, it gives you the 10 class sets now, so you can have.
Yes, I saw that.
Classes. Yeah, so. Which I'm glad they gave that for free because that's cool. And it's also crazy that those skin packs used to be like $2.
Yeah.
Now those skin packs would be like $10 at least for like 2 skins.
Those are set up. All right, I think I'm ready.
Alright, well, people are getting pooped on in this match, so.
Changing. Frag out.
Team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Heads up. Let's do this.
Now I'm the one pooping. But like that.
Friendly
Man.
UAV inbound.
Frag out! Adjusting out!
Hunter-killer drone deployed. Friendly counter UAV inbound.
Dude.
Lightning strike coordinates received.
I'm gonna bomb
inbound.
myself. Oh, no way I lost that.
Dude, I am 0-5.
Throwing grenade! Frag out!
Oh, no way.
Dude.
Frag out!
Dude, I am just sucking fat ones. This sucks.
Be advised,
Ah.
hostile UAV incoming.
Fuck.
Grenade! Get out of there!
Dude. Mm.
Hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
I'm 1-9.
Fuck.
That is gonna hurt.
That was so unfun for me. Dude, I just went in the game, I got 1 kill.
Grenade!
It's fucking ridiculous.
Good old one burst. Get every bullet at least. Oh, I fucked up. Alright, well, this is gonna be a rough match.
Happy.
I was on the wrong class set.
Team deathmatch.
I
Lock
have to
them
use
and
one of
load
the
them,
preset
ladies.
ones
It's
because I
go
don't have any on
time.
the second slot.
Oh.
Hostile grenade!
Dude, that dude just took 5 bullets. I'm gonna freak out.
We've taken the advantage.
Dude, my bullets are like fucking peanut shells, dude. No nuts inside.
Friendly UAV.
Oh man, And that dude dies in one to the toe because he was already hurt.
Kill confirmed. That's another kill.
Oh man. All right.
UAV inbound.
That's a kill.
Fucking throwing C4 at me.
God, people are soaking my shots, dude.
Deployed.
Grenade, move!
Oh my god.
Changing!
Oh, I ran out of ammo. Fuck.
Lightning strike coordinates received. Inbound.
Move it!
Hostile UAV above.
He's out.
What?
Concussion out! Hostile grenade!
Dude, my game's lagging like horrible.
I am 3 line.
Dude.
Confirmed.
Oh, no way. I lost that.
Get moving! Get moving!
Woo!
Concussion out! Eyes on! Throwing frag! Hostile grenade! Concussion out! Grenade! Got a patrol! Topping off!
No way!
UAV inbound.
Get moving!
Mission almost complete. Don't quit now.
Get moving!
Oh, ammo.
Dude.
Friendly lightning strike inbound.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Never a doubt. Good job.
At my fucking class. I knew you fucking love that fucking...
Yeah.
Got that guy too. You just shot him in the air.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for it. I thought I was hoping for the double and the game stopped and I got sad.
Oh, fucking Nuketown.
Little Nuketown. Without people flying.
Man, makes a big difference.
It really does. So you don't get the how do you get the Peacekeeper? You just don't?
That one I don't know because that was part of a.
It was part of a
package that
DLC,
launched.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't fully know. I mean, I've even gone and looked in like the assault rifles, and it's not in there. So I don't know. Maybe it's part of the season pass. It's like $30, but I'm not paying $30 for one gun.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever extra guns they decide to fucking add. Like I'm not. There's plenty of guns that I use that I know that I want to fucking play with that aren't that one. So.
Yeah.
And I don't remember being super overpowered, but.
No, I don't either. I just remember using it because it was cool and it was also a white gun.
Yeah.
It was like the DLC one, so I'm like, ah, special, cool. This is before I really knew anything about like it, honestly.
Yeah. No, for sure. I just remember that being like one of their big first fucking.
Yeah, because it was like one of the first times there was like a DLC weapon, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Team deathmatch. Time to clock in. Mission is a go.
Oh.
Lame.
Oh! Dude, I got card. Dude, I've done that so many times where I've like, because people don't have the movement options to get out of the way, like just shooting the car when someone's hiding behind it, like, yep, you're gone, man.
Dude, I've fucking, when I see people across the map that I don't, like, I know I can't win a gunfight in, I've tried pinging them, like, in the new games, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, you can't do that.
Yeah, I wish you could, because that was nice.
Yeah, no, that's, like I said, that's one of the newer features that I was like, no, I'm okay with this. This is a good thing, you should be able to.
Why did they have a shotgunner aiming out of a window on their side, and then he turns around and just shoots me? Didn't swap weapons, he was aiming from the window with the shotgun, ready for me to come up behind him. Like, what the fuck?
Flag right there, that's cool.
Why did it knife? I didn't press that. That's horrible. This lag is also hurting me.
Yeah, the lag's a little annoying, not gonna lie.
Man, 1 in 7. We are not having fun. I'm getting shot through walls off a spawn.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Dude, this lag is strange. No.
Throwing frag.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Get upset.
Hostile UAV above.
Reload. Eyes on. Gun down.
No way, man.
UAV inbound.
He just completely shot me through the box.
Hostile hunter killer.
Yeah, no, he literally didn't hit me at all on his screen. That's crazy. Fuck. Fun. Fun.
We're losing this fight.
Hey,
I'm out. Threat down.
Surprised no one pushed that.
Hostile lightning strike inbound.
Back inside.
Everybody's inside.
Grenade! Grenade! Enemy combatant!
No way, man. Fucking 6 assists. Lick my nuts.
Get up!
I'm not doing that.
That one hurt our reputation.
That's the other thing I've noticed. Like, I'm gonna die a lot because I just run in all the time. Like, I just run forward. But
Yeah.
like, I'm also okay with that because I know I can get kills. Like, that's kind of the other part.
My reaction time is not fast enough. You worked at all on your next video?
I have not. Yesterday was like a really, like, to be honest, the fact that I even got a video out like last week was kind of surprising because
Oh god, I almost fell into
I have been so fucking tired when I get home from work, and
Dude, me too.
and then I wake up at like 9 or 10 o'clock, and I stay up for like another hour, and then I'm asleep again all night.
Yeah, no, it's kind of been a lot of me lately. I have not really edited anything new in the last hot while.
Yeah, so, and I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and she was like, no, you need to, like, change your diet and what you're doing and all this shit. She's like, you're getting older. Like, not that I'm old, but, like, she's like, you're not gonna bounce back like you were
Yeah.
when you were, you know, younger.
People have been telling me that too, and I'm talking about it.
Yeah, and they're like, you need to not be, because she goes, well, what's your sugar intake? And I'm like, you don't want to know. She's like, really? And I'm like, no, it's absurd.
Yeah, that is the
It's
primary.
ridiculous. And that's what she even said. Ooh. But she was like, yeah, you need to cut out all of your, like, not all of your sugars, but like the majority of them.
Yeah.
And like, so I'm gonna start working on that. Like, oh, dude, I haven't gotten the down fucking underspawn in forever. I forgot about that. Dude, that sucks. But yeah, so that's kind of what I think is my problem. Is it's like the majority of my shit comes from just drinking monsters and caffeine and sugar and then just crashing out.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been trying, I'm like gonna make that a goal of mine to like not do that anymore so that I'm not as tired. And she's like, you should go for walks like after work, and like,
Yeah.
it's been so hot, and that was one of the reasons why I never did. Like, I was doing it in the spring, but that was because it wasn't as hot, so I could actually go for a walk.
Oh, it is hot as shit right now, dude. I know. I've been wanting to go on walks too, because I mean, I've been trying to lose weight for a while, so I'm also trying to like eat healthier and fucking like try to get out more. It's fucking. It's just. It's hard.
Man.
Yeah, they have
5 to
2
9.
AFK people, I think. That have been rolling in the back.
UAV inbound.
Spawns for them constantly.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get
Stealth
more
chopper on standby.
videos edited and whatnot, but
Friendly stealth chopper inbound.
Yeah, I definitely setting like a routine for it. Like I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do this for like at this time of the day. You know, like that helps a lot with just giving yourself like a system of the things you do, which is good that like we have the time when we get on at night and we play games. But like having things that make you feel fulfilled when you do them too. Like editing a video, like getting one of those out feels nice. Like you accomplish a thing.
No, for sure.
It's the same thing with like exercising. I mean, exercising more so because it's like literally your body is feeling good. But like,
Yeah. Well, and that also, like, I was telling her, like, when I was talking about it, I was like, yeah, and like mentally, like, I've been, like, yesterday was a really rough one, and then like I've had some rough days in there where I'm like, man, I don't feel good, like what I'm doing and whatnot, and so that's kind of the other part. And I was, you know, because she goes, well, like, do you go to the gym? And I'm like, well, when I was going last year, like, I felt a lot better mentally wise than I do now. And so it's all just part of it. And these are like things that I know, but it's also hard to like just force motivation when you don't.
oh yeah, for sure.
And so that's kind of the other part of it, where I'm like, you know, I can sit here and say that I want to do this. And
Yeah, and it's like even knowing that it makes you feel good, it's like, yeah, but it's a different story of doing it, you know.
yeah, no, 100%. Wow.
That was weird. That was interesting.
We just ran those people to the wall. So it's still a goal of mine. The other part of it too is like, I've been talking to my boss about getting a raise for like a long time. Like,
Nice.
I'd say a long time, but like mostly this year. Like him and I talked about it in like the early spring, and like nothing's really happened for it.
Mhm.
And like my fucking finances have been really like tight, like really tight lately. And so like that's kind of the other part of like, I was talking to my dad. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I just need more money, and like I've been thinking about getting a second job on the weekends and like working weekends and stuff. And he goes, yeah, you know, I mean, that's just how it goes. If you know, if you want to have these things, you know, a car, apartment, like whatnot, like yeah, you're gonna, you know what it takes to get it, so you're gonna just have to do it. It's just putting in more time and being more organized with my shit, and like, you know, like my problem is it's like I don't have a lot of like dishware, but I let it accumulate over time, and then it just gets really daunting. And it's like if I get into the habit of cleaning immediately after I cook, rather than like pushing it off, then like I won't feel so like overwhelmed with it. And that's what happens sometimes. Of like, if I get off of work, because I told her, I was like, you know, from when I wake up to like, I wake up, and I've never been a morning person, so waking up's hard. But like during the day I feel fine, I have energy, and then like 2 o'clock hits, and from like 2 to 5 I am just dragging, and then all I want to do when I get home is sleep and lay in my bed, and like it's not great. And so that's kind of the other part of it, of like trying to not do that after work. But like sometimes, man, I'm fucking just exhausted to where I'm like, I don't care, man, I just want to sleep.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of have not necessarily like a opposite problem, but like I have a really hard time telling if I'm tired. Like genuinely, like if there's something that I want to like be doing, I am doing it for too long, and I'm doing it until like 2 a.m. or something. And then like it's awkward of when I am. And like, because then sleeping, like I don't really, when I want to go to sleep, I don't really sleep for like a little bit either. Like I kind of need to completely drain myself to the point where it's like I can't not sleep, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. And like that's kind of the funny thing that happens with me, is it's like it'll be like I'm tired, and then when like 10 o'clock rolls around, 11 o'clock or whatever, like I magically just have energy and motivation to do shit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so it's just finding the time of like, no, this is like, that's where I was like, if I can have more control over when I am tired, like I would be 1,000 times more productive, have a lot more energy, be in better moods, like, and that all comes with like diet, exercise. Like it's kind of the things that I do know. And like that was what I was talking to her about it, because she was like, well, there's no drugs that are gonna fix that. And I'm like, no, that's not necessarily what I'm like interested in anyways. Like I've never been a guy that's like, oh, let me take this pill and it'll make me feel better. Like I don't want to, I've never really wanted or felt like I needed to go down that road. It's just more or less like being more disciplined with what I'm doing and what I'm in control of, rather than, you know, relying on other things.
You sleep enough on like a schedule, like at night? Like do you
Most of the time, if I fall asleep, I stay asleep, so it's not really that issue. It's more or less just like making sure I'm going to bed at a normal time and not like midnight or beyond, because there's some nights where when I do feel productive after we get off, I'll like stay up longer to do shit, and that kind of fucks with me. But I also think that's just because I've always been a night person. Like that's why it made me think I could work nights, and because it's like, well, I'm awake during that time. I have energy during that time, but at the same time, it just fucks up your days.
Yeah, no, because I get probably 4 hours of sleep a night usually.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean,
but like I'm not really tired much.
Yeah, and like that's the hard part, is there's been like a lot of times where I can run on 6 hours. Like if I go from midnight to 6 a.m., like that's normally a good amount of sleep. But when you're like overloading your body with sugars and other shit, like it definitely impacts whether or not you can fucking, like how you're feeling in the middle of the day. And that's where my big crash comes in, because I'm like, I'll have the caffeine and I'll drink, like I only drink 1 Monster, and I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. But then it's like when you're doing it every day, your body's gonna start being reliant on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just part of like learning nutrition, and then also like like I said, eating the right foods and being disciplined of sleeping. Like I think if I fix those things, like I won't really have much of as big of an issue. But like I said, for like this last month, I have just been like, man, I am dragging, and like a lot of times there's just not a lot of motivation to do shit that I need to be doing. Like hopping on a video game like this is not a problem, but at the same time, I'm like, when I have other shit going on, I need to prioritize that rather than fucking. Man, that's a lame grenade off of spawn. That's fucking lame.
Yeah, I've been trying to just really fit a lot more vegetables in the stuff that I'm eating, because like even like that, like you can eat a lot of like protein and stuff, even that's like really not amazing for you.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it for sure. And like her, the thing I was talking to her about is, she's like, you know, you don't need to get rid of all sugars. Like getting sugars from fruits and like natural sugars is like a good thing. Like those are the sugars you do want. It's the overloading on
it's the added
caffeine.
sugars.
Yes. And she's like, that's why she's like, I want to make a big thing for you to like not drink as much sugar. She's like, what do you drink? And I'm like, well, I have like these little sodas, and like I'll drink some tea and some juice. And then she'll like ask me like, okay, well, what kind, and like what are you actually specifically drinking? And then I like tell her, and she's like, all of those have sugars. Like all of those are added sugars. All of those are the things that are gonna make you feel like shit. So like, probably.
I've been trying to drink. That's one thing, really, honestly, is like trying to get myself to drink teas, like no sugar added teas.
Yes. And I've always had a problem with sugar. Like I can 100% confirm. Like, yeah, I've like smoked a lot in my past, and that was something that I was addicted to. But like she asked me, she goes, well, how long have you been drinking like caffeine and sugars? And I'm like, my
like middle
entire
school,
life.
like late elementary school, like since I was a single digit, like for sure.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, a lot of it too.
Yes, like an absurd amount of consumption of it, and that was something where she was like, I see. And then it was like, okay, well, what's your water intake? And I'm like, well, I could probably drink like a water bottle a day. And she's like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
You need. She's like, you're gonna give yourself diabetes if you don't fucking.
Yeah, that's what I've been also stressed about a lot lately, and that's So I literally went to the store a few days ago, and I bought like the fucking 40 packs of water bottles for like $5 each, and I'm like, no, this is. I'm gonna make sure I just have as much water as I can fucking like drink. And so even speaking of that, you should also, if you're not drinking water right now, fucking drink some water.
Yeah, no, I just had some tea, which like I said, it's black tea, but it has to have sugar in it, because I can't just drink straight black tea.
Well, I can't do iced black tea. I can do the only unsweetened tea I can do unsweetened hot green tea, and I have to steep it. Not a lot. Because I don't like really the flavor of unsweetened tea. But so if you just like don't steep it as long, it doesn't get bitter at all.
Yeah, and that was like something that her and I talked about, where she's like, well, let's start getting you some teas because you don't like drinking water. And I'm like, yeah, because it's, you know, I feel like I have to have that. And she's like, it's gonna be tough. Like, don't think that this is gonna be an overnight adjustment. Like, it's gonna take time. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I understand that too. Like,
I've been trying
these are
to
not quick fixes.
like I'm even trying to cut out because after I did the paper when I was when we were camping, and like even seeing like, oh yeah, added sugars, like if you have a lot of them, like it is not, or like not added sugars, the like zero sugar and like artificial ones, like having too many of those is also like not good. So and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna not be drinking as many of those as I was.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, that fake sugar that they put in there is also not
Enemy spotted.
good for you.
Yeah,
Like, you know, so it's just, it's all a balance.
yeah, you
And
just
that's
gotta
something I
balance
keep
them all.
on-
Like you gotta like not just never have sugar in drinks. Like obviously, like you can, you just can't be having like 7 of them a day, which is what I've been doing for however long.
Contact.
Yeah.
Shot out.
But so yeah, I've been trying to drink a lot more water, like way more water. Like even you when you were like, oh yeah, to tea, fucking after this fucking match, get some fucking water,
Yeah.
drink it. In between
And,
the
like,
matches,
it's-
like, fucking,
It's funny because like last year I was doing so well, but then like I don't know, it also comes down to like a self-care thing. Like, you know, do you because I found myself where I'm like, oh well, I don't give a shit, and it's like, well no, that's not, if you don't give a shit about yourself, like you're not gonna be able to give a shit about other people and what's, you know, like other
Yeah.
things, like, so that's kind of the other part of it, of like, you know, trying to make sure that you're, if you know, taking care of yourself is like number one. And like that was the other thing, she's like, you got to give your kidneys a break, dude. Like you're putting them through the ringer.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, no, I know, like that's, and like I said, all the answers are there. It's just a matter of actually implementing it and sticking with it. Like that's the
Definitely.
other thing of like, you know, I want to go to the gym and I have a gym membership, but I don't use it. And so like that's another thing where I'm like, if I'm paying for this thing, like I need to use it rather than just
yeah,
find
for
an
sure.
excuse of, oh, I'm too tired today or something. And like I said, I was doing really well last year, where it was like the biggest gym run I'd ever had of like months of actually going and
Yeah,
being consistent with it. And like I said, I felt 1,000 times better when I was going and doing that. It's just, you know, there's, you know, life happens, and that's kind of the other part that, you know, is
Yeah.
understandable to other people, is it's like, you know, life comes up and things change and you go on vacation and you have to kind of restart the system all over again of like, oh, that was bullshit, I should have gotten that. So
dude, you know what? Take a sip of water every time you fucking die.
I mean, that's like a lot of the
Fuck.
things too, is like I've seen with streamers and whatnot, is like they'll do
They have like,
the,
yeah, you can the water fucking
yes,
check or whatever the fuck it's called.
yeah, it's like the water, the posture, you know, all of it is like things that you can.
That's
subtly
true.
work
Posture
on
is
as
fucking
you're-
yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's, like I said, these are all things of when you start getting later in life, like you don't think about it or care about it as much now, but in the future, like you're not gonna want to be
Yeah.
fucking hunchback and
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really like, I've just been stressing about like just like general life things lately. Like, there's health, but also like financially is like, dude. So by the end of this week, I've got to fucking figure out paying my tuition for my semester,
yeah, no, I
which
mean, like,
just this semester is guess how much?
I'm guessing it's at least a couple G's, couple grand, I would imagine. If,
Yeah, you might quadruple that. It's 16.
man, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
and so I'm like, oh, because I like the first however long was like my mom and dad have been kind of like just taking care of that into things, and then like now it's like, all right, well I'm gonna like, I paid my last semester. I think it was like I was doing $300 something a month, which was like brutal.
Yeah,
And then I was like, okay, you know what? But that was doable because I'm not like doing rent and stuff really. And then I went to do my summer semester, and it couldn't do a payment plan. It was like, all right, well, you can either do like a $4,000 payment right now, or you could do a $4,000 payment over 1 month. And I'm like, it's the same.
Jesus.
It's not. I don't have that. I can't do that. So luckily, my friend fucking the goat of all time. Fucking literally it was like, you know, so you don't have to pay interest on something. I'll fucking pay for the thing, and you need to pay me back. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Crazy shit.
it's crazy shit for sure. And like,
And then yeah. So now this semester, dude, 16. That's a dude. What the fuck?
And you know, the thing, and this is what I kind of like. I've had conversations with my dad about it too, because he approached me because I've only had one credit card since I was 18, because I don't like debt. Debt stresses me the fuck out. And like, he was like, you know, you may think about opening a second credit card. He goes, you don't have to do the ones that they're sending you, but like, you can go on and find one that has low interest rates and that will actually like kind of propel you into what you're trying to do and kind of free you up financially, you know. And that was kind of the other thing where, like, you know, I won that football pool and whatever, and like my initial instinct was like, oh, I need to fucking you know, I need to pay off my credit card debt, because I had like $2,500 on it, which is like, you know, that's my max on mine. Yeah, and so I was like, you know, I was gonna pay that off like basically completely, and like really help my credit score and like do really positive things. But I had just bought a new car, and so I bought my car this month last year, right? I already have 20,000 miles on that brand new car, because I was commuting all the way from Fairfield. And it was killing me. And so in my head, I was kind of stressing out about like, I don't want to drive this anymore and keep putting miles on my car. And I don't know if I'm going to get a work vehicle that will free that up. So like, that's why I kind of made the decision of like, well, if I get an apartment and I move closer, my mileage will go down, and then I won't have to like, that worry will be out, and then I can get more money, and I can kind of figure out how to manage these credit cards more and better. And so that's kind of the other part where like, I made that decision, and now like, this was the cheapest place I could basically find. I'm sure I could have like kept looking and found a cheaper one, but even then, like, would it have been somewhat nicer, because I didn't want to live in a fucking podunk little shithole. So
you're pretty good. You're pretty good place, pretty good spot. I mean, it was just expensive as all nuts. Fucking everything, everything. It's like, you know, brutal.
Like, learning to, you know, budget my shit, and like, we had done that a little bit in high school, which was cool. Like, that there was a class my senior
I really need to learn. I really need to take a look at my shit, man. Like, I have not actually budgeted and looked at how much I'm making versus how much I'm spending, like, at all, and I really need to look at that, because it's bad.
And, like, I had done that before I had signed up to do this, and I was like, okay, I can do it, it's just going to be really tight. I just didn't take into account, like, how many miscellaneous expenses I have, which is actually quite a bit of just, like, food every day, and, you know...
Food's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, it's insane. And like, that's the other part of it that kind of gets crazy, is it's like, you know, and not even that, but just like wanting to go to a show and wanting to go out and do things, and you know,
because like that, even that's not just the ticket too, is because it's the ticket, and then it's if you're gonna get any merch while you're there, or you're gonna need food while you're not home, that now you got to spend money on that, which is more expensive than making it yourself. Also, the gas that you eventually have to do, that fucking gas is brutal too.
It's insane. And I mean, it's just part of, you know, becoming an adult and realizing like how much shit was paid for, and like, you know, understanding like, you know, the reason that your parents sent you to school with something instead of having you go out and buy it was, you know, like, it was for a reason. It wasn't to be like, oh, well, you know, you're the kid that has to fucking, you know, has to bring a fucking home lunch, but like, it's just how it is. Like, nobody, we're not a big dollar family. Like, nobody in our immediate family makes big dollars to be able to just do shit like that. And, you know, like I said, once I kind of understood that a little bit more, of like, dude, the fact that we went to Disneyland at the time
dude, I think about some of those things.
Like, you know, or the fact that, like, you know, your dad used to take us to Six Flags, and like, thinking about that is also crazy, because it was like, dude, there was a lot of times where, you know, we didn't realize that we were shielded from it because we were, you know, kids. You know, I understand the shielding too, because it's like, they're kids. You want to give them, you know, fun activities to go do, and, you know, make them have memories outside of, you know, being at home. But It just
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing, and like I said, now that cost of living's insane, and I mean, like I said, my my water bill and my electricity bill aren't too bad, but I also run my apartment like probably during the day it averages, I don't know, 78 degrees, 80 degrees in here because I can't afford to just run my AC all day and
Yeah.
live in a super cold environment. So like that's also something that I take into account. Like I do run my AC and it's not too bad, but at the same time, like it's all part of just, can you do this? Okay, and then not only that, like, all right, so you can pay your bills, but like, can you start putting money away? Like that's something that like Matt and Katie are really good at, because Katie's really good at budgeting. And so like she's told me like multiple times, she's like, I can help you set up this like financial account and for your future, to where like if you start putting in, even if it's $100 a paycheck, like you can save that money and then retire when you're 50 years old or something, and not really have to worry about a retirement package like later in life. But I always tell her, I'm like, I wish I could, but at the moment right now
I need that $100.
Yeah, I can't do even $100. Like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot to you guys,
but
you
yeah,
have
no,
two
that
incomes.
is that. Yeah,
I can't, like, that shit's
that is a
shit's a
percent.
lot.
That is like a 10% of my
It's,
shit, basically.
Team
So,
deathmatch.
and then there's other things of like like I said, I have my little nicotine
And
habit
remember,
thing, and those things
no
are like
prisoners.
$7. So I also have to remember of like, hey, yeah, this is nice to have, and it kind of helps. To me, it keeps me from smoking weed, which is good, because that's also very expensive and bad for your fucking body. But it's just there's so much that goes into it, and that's why like financials, like I wish when I was younger, and I'm still young enough to like learn more about it and have a better understanding. And that's what I keep trying to like remind myself, but it's a lot to keep in mind. Like it's a tough one.
Threat down.
So, and that's why I never really like harp on people if like, oh, they don't have this or they don't have that. And it's really cool when you get people that are like, hey man, I'm willing to front you this so you don't pay interest.
Yeah.
And they're actually like looking out for your for you, and they're also supporting you in what your what your goals and your accomplishments. I mean, that was something of like, when I
Care package awaiting
talk to my
orders.
boss at work, and we have conversations. I'm very thankful for Matt, because he was the one that kind of got me into this and helped me get, because it's like I would have been in a not in the position that I'm in right now. Like I would have been fucked last year if I didn't have my job, because I wouldn't have been able to afford a new car. It would have been a fucking shanty. It would have been worse than the car that I fucking totaled, and that wasn't even my fault. But it was still like, it's just life, and that's what ends up coming up. Like the other, on top of all of that, is like, okay, yeah, you're taking care of yourself like food wise, but like you need to go to the dentist, and you need to
Oh my
go to
God,
health
yeah.
checks, and if you don't have insurance,
You
that's
need
going
that,
to
yeah,
do
and
that.
even just having
That's another
backup money for when emergencies happen, and if you can't
100%.
be able to solve those things, like, man,
100%. Yeah, no, and it just, like I said, it just becomes overwhelming sometimes, and that's why, like I said, I'm like, no, I understand people that get put in positions and
yeah,
are trying to work their way out of it, and and it's also, like I said, understanding debt, because like I always took debt as it's a bad thing. You don't want to be in debt to people, but like you can also
you need,
finagle ways
yeah, you
of,
kind of
like,
use it in a way of like borrowed money. It's like, it's not
Exactly.
horrible. Like credit is like, you just don't want to abuse it.
Yes. And that's something that,
Dude,
like, I
no
remember
way.
talking to
This
my
dude
dad
just stole my
about.
shit and I reset it. No fucking shot.
Oh. But like I remember talking to my dad, and he's like, I'm very particular with my credit cards. Like if I put something on my, the things I put on my credit card, I know I can pay off
Yeah.
immediately, because I don't want to have that hanging over my head.
Yes.
Where he's like, with your mom, she is very, she fucking spends, and she spends on her credit card, and she is very willing to do that, and not pay it off immediately. And so like he kind of explained to me of like, yeah, no, her and I had a lot of back and forths on that, and that's kind of the other thing that I remember having arguments with Emily about when her and I were living together and we were managing expenses together of how are we gonna spend our money in this? You have yours, I have mine. This is our joint account, but like, what is this bill gonna go under, and what is this gonna go under, and do we have money for this? And so it's just financials are a bitch, man. And
Yeah.
like I said, with the fact that they didn't used to have classes in high school
Yeah.
to get young adults ready for what the future is, coming to. Like, there is no more free rides. Like, this is, and that's also why, like, living at home is a great thing if you can do it. And being
Yeah.
grateful for like Nan and Pop, and like when they offered that I could come live with them, and I was like, I do appreciate that. And it's not that I don't want to, but also like I have to figure out my shit
Yeah.
on my own. Like, it's part of the learning curve of
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
And I was,
Yeah, and I'm trying my best to be like, I've seen that everybody's been doing that, and like I am still able to do that, and I am trying to still learn while I'm doing that. Like, I'm trying to still put priorities, because I mean, I still am paying for a bunch of things. I mean, I'm also helping with like rent and stuff, and like food and whatever, like things are needed.
And with with how it is that's and that was even when I was living with my dad. Like, he didn't really charge me rent, but like I definitely had to pay for things, because he was like, I want you to understand like what all goes into this shit. And
Yeah.
so it just
That's confirmed.
you just kind of roll with it. And,
He's gone.
Yeah, no, our situation with us right now is a little brutal, because like, well, there's not like a definite income, and it's like it's also on like a delay. I mean, so it's like a paycheck is on a delay too, but like it's really give or take month to month
yeah, well, and
based on
that's
how
even
active
something
shit
that,
is.
like I've dealt with too, where I'm like, I have to, like, yeah, I get paid a good amount, and but at the same time, like, my rent takes up more than one of my checks.
Yeah.
So at the end of the month, like, I'm kind of fucked financially, of like, I have to save the check that I get on the 20th completely goes to rent, and I also have to save like a couple $100 from my previous check to make sure that I'm covered. On top of that, I have to pay for my insurance on my car, which is like $300. I have to pay for my car payment, which is like $500+. Like, so like you start adding up, and you're like, dude, that's like 2.5, almost $3 grand, and I make $3,500 a paycheck. So that gives me $500 to like manage everything else, pay my utilities, and then also I have gas, and then on top of that, I have to have food that I pay for. And it just, like I said, you start, and when I was doing the calculations for all of it, I'm like, okay, I can do it, but it's going to be tight. And then I started, like I said, not taking into account enough, which my dad had brought up. He goes like, you're going to have miscellaneous expenses that are going to come month to month, and they're going to vary, but like, what's a rough number that you could throw out there that you would be comfortable enough to have? And I was like, it's going to be tight, but then at the same time, like, I'm very fortunate for both of my parents, because they have the ability of like, if I need an extra, couple $100 or whatever, like, they are more than willing to reach out to do that. But I even told my dad, I was like, I don't personally like doing that, and it makes me feel like, not bad, but it like, like, I feel like I should be able to do things on my own. And he's like, no, 100%, I understand that, but at the same time, he's like, I don't want you to get into financial trouble to where it's going to screw you up just because you want to be like prideful in a way.
Yeah, that's one thing like that I've seen a lot of people around me in life, and like as even just like in family and like friends and stuff, is pride is crazy. Like, people are like there's a lot of like, I mean, I don't know.
It's a weird thing, because you get it to a certain extent, because like, yeah, it feel like when I got this apartment, I was so like happy with myself, because I'm like, man, I'm doing it, and I feel like a functional adult that knows what he's doing and is capable of it. But then sometimes, like I said, you start feeling the weight of how like things really are, and it can stress you out like a lot. And that's where it's like, I've tried not to be so stressed out about shit, but at the same time, like, it's hard that doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
that's not something that doesn't bother you. And that's one thing. Like I said, another thing that I'm very grateful for our family is it's like we are full of hard workers and go-getters, and like we're
Yeah.
gonna get the job done regardless of what it takes, you know, whether it's having a job and then having eBay on the side, or, you know, like I said, picking up a second job. I mean, fucking Daniel works 6 days out of the week just to, you know, pay for all the things for him and Emma and,
Yeah.
you know, and his fun shit. That should not have been a hit marker. But like, that's just it. If like, you know, we are hardworking people. You know, I mean, even Pop and like I said, your dad working for Ecolab and busting his ass for all those years. Like, not for the faint of heart. And we're not saying we're the only ones that do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're not. There's a lot of Americans that are like that, but there's also a lot of Americans that are just willing to kind of sit idle and let things
Yeah.
go by, and you know, and then when they get into trouble, have, you know, other avenues that bail them out, or things that limit them later down the road. And that was something that I really didn't
Yeah.
want to have happen to me. Of like,
你们没事吧？杀出！
Well, that's the thing with me. Like, I don't know what's going to happen
Awaiting orders.
with like us in general because they're not like there's not like a like a consistent flow financially. And like I want to be able to help like set up the online store, because like the eBay thing is like there's a fat cut that comes out of that.
yeah,
And it's like I have the ability to help with a lot of this stuff, and it's like the fact I'm like not
Sniper down.
putting like all of my effort into fucking helping that is like pisses me off sometimes.
yeah.
But also it's like
also
you-
hard. Like they, you know, every person is their own being, and they have their own things that they have to worry about and, you know, go through. So like, yes, it's great to help, but also like, you know, there's certain things that you can do, and then there's certain things where you're limited in what you're doing.
Yeah, well, it's just like I could literally set up an online store thing, to make it like we're literally reducing the cost. Because I mean, I've literally taken some business classes and stuff, and because it's literally what they're doing, they're running a business, and like
100%.
there's just in the newer age, like it really is a lot of social media, fucking marketing yourself, and like it's like almost impossible to do that alone.
Yeah.
And especially like just like the older generation, it's like they're not gonna fucking figure out how to set up a fucking Instagram and post daily and stuff or something, you know? Like that's I'm good at that. Like that's kind of what I'm doing, and that's what I'm trying to do for myself too, is like I'm kind of trying to focus on being able to do it myself first.
Yes.
Before I'm
the
fully
understanding.
Yeah. Which is why I'm trying to keep DVG up to date, and I'm trying to keep my own account up to date. I'm like trying to see how well I can manage these two things. Maybe that's even a thing I could do in the future for something, is a social media manager or something.
Yeah. No,
Um,
and it's because a lot of companies also are looking for that. It's a very high-paying job, and it's not something of like, you know, like it's a weird thing because it's technically not a skilled labor, but it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that is a major skill that is like part of the turnover of generations. That like, no, this is kind of what we do. Like we've grown up with this, so we have the understanding of that. So you know, the other past generations that don't.
Dude, I'm dropping people. Dude, I'm using a sniper.
So am I.
Friendly UAV
Me and you are.
inbound.
You're fucking roasting.
Care
But
package inbound. Hunter killer drone deployed.
Yeah.
it's funny
Like,
how
I
much more focus has had to go into the sniping.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing Nuketown and I'm just rolling people, not really giving a fuck, and then now I'm like
But it's also kind of
focused.
like we're still talking pretty like. I mean, there is like pauses, like we'll start talking, and it's just like a fucking solid couple seconds of no one saying anything.
Yeah.
But like just because of how much money I'm realizing is gonna have to be paid back, because like
基地地下子弹，
we've had to take out so many loans,
Yeah.
to pay for school, and like seeing as how much this semester is, like I know it's gone up in price from what it was, but dude, if it's that, and I've done like how many semesters?
Yeah.
Like,
No, and that's also why you get people that like feel like they have to overload their fucking schedules because they know how much they're paying
yeah,
per class,
Almost complete.
you know, and that was one thing that I kind of, you know, definitely took for granted when I was doing the few classes that I was doing. Like when
yeah,
I was first going to classes in Chico, like I actually had financial aid. All of my shit was paid for, and I screwed around and dicked
yeah.
off.
No, me. That's how the first few years, it was bad, man. Like I was not.
War machine deployed.
Yeah, so that's kind of the other unfortunate part of it is, you know, like we all, and it's just part of being young. You
Yeah.
know, I will chalk that up to it of like, you know, everybody's young, everybody does, you know, mistakes, but that's the point of them is to learn from them. That's something that like my dad is very big on of like, if you're like, it's okay to make mistakes. He's like, I don't ever want you to feel like you can't make mistakes, but like at the same time you have to learn from them, and that's part of it, and like have an understanding of like what it actually takes to get where you want to be at, and then the, you know, the financial side of it is like I said, it's crazy, you know, and school being what it is, and
Yeah,
like I said, you know, trying to go out, and that's why, you know, a lot of the people, you know, my generation and our, you know, our generation, like they'll get, you know, they'll rent out a house and there's 5+ people to it, or you know, however many,
Yeah.
because that's the only way to make it work. You know, I was looking at, there's apartments that we built, you know, those ones in American Canyon, and the rent that I pay now, it's like $400 extra to get a 2-bedroom 2-bath, like $2,200. And I'm like, if you went and did that yourself, like that's insane. But if
Yeah.
you actually split that in half,
Yeah.
then it's $1,100, and you're like, oh, that's actually like doable.
yeah,
Like, you know, it's still in ungodly. Like I remember when I was talking to Nan and Pop, and you know, they're like, yeah, that was our down payment was $1,000, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. And like, I don't know, I also had this understanding of like, oh well, you know, people back then, everything was cheaper, so they didn't, you know, they didn't have to get help. And then finding out with them where they're like, no, like we had to get, you know, Nan Hall to help us, give us some money at first to get us started, and you know, have a starter house that we were able to establish that on, and then, you know, you go from there. And then I just start thinking of like, dude, even if I wanted to get a pet of like just one cat, like trying to think of the financials that go into that,
Yeah.
let alone children, I'm like, dude, man, like that's kind of crazy.
yeah. Nowadays, that is like not even like really an option.
Alive.
Yeah, I you know, and people do it, and I think that's kind of the other thing that happens is, you know,
We're winning this
there's a lot of decisions that get made, and people don't really have the whole understanding of it.
Yeah,
You know, it's just how it goes, and that's why I'm also not a big like Daniel's been telling me, he's like, oh yeah, you know, Christian, like he makes a lot of money doing sports betting and whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, like I get it, and I know a good amount about sports, but like
yeah,
betting money in real life stresses me out more than fucking anything.
yeah. No,
Like
I
more than
mean,
bills, more than like I know I could gain, but like I could also lose, and now that money's gone, and there's nothing I can do about it other than double down and try to get my money back.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's a tough one.
I've been doing pretty well. Like, I don't know if you've invested any money in anything.
Not yet.
I have a
I've
little
talked about it
bit
with my
in.
dad.
I have a little bit in. I think I just put like literally. I forget what they call it, but just doing like what all the top investors are doing. There's like literally like a bundle basically of that you can like put your stuff into, and like it's like just it's literally like guaranteed like it will just go up until
Yeah.
like obviously shit like crashes, but like. And whatever exactly that means, I don't even necessarily know what that exactly really means in the grand scheme of things. But like, I've gained like a couple bucks on like general stocks that I've only put in like a couple months ago. But I have I put what 350 into crypto, and it's at 450 now. So I've basically gotten $100 over like the year and a half that I've had that in there, and it's like that's nice, you know.
Yeah.
Like if I
mean,
really want to take that out, I could. That's like one of the only things. It's just because I was overwhelmingly on like all like the very trusted people I knew that have said like things about it, like my friends and fucking like coworkers that I really knew what they're talking about. So I did put stuff into that, and I saw it go up, and I'm like, okay. And then it went down like hardcore for like an entire like fucking 8 months, and I was just like, but it was fine because it went up a bunch at first, but it was going back down to like what I put in, and I'm like, man. But now it's going back up pretty drastically, and I'm like, this, you know, at least it's, what is nice is I can just take that out. It's not like I put that in and it's like either I get it or it's gone. Like, that's not cool.
No, 100%. And that was kind of what, like, when I talked to Katie, and she was like, you know, it's basically what it is. It's like you put money into an account that gains interest.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can put it in there and just leave it, and then over time, as you know, as time goes on, the interest will keep going, and you'll make money.
And if you're putting more money into it, then the interest is also just growing even bigger, you know, off of itself.
Exactly. And so that's what, you know, that's how she helped Matt get his kind of financials in order, of like, you know, actually putting money away into something that is going to create money for you down the road. My dad has a few stocks in like Chevron and whatnot, and they've done okay, and you know, yeah, they fluctuate and they go, you know, they can go up and down, but he's like, for the most part, over time,
if as long as you're on like the major things, they're only gonna go up. Like, that's just how the world works.
Yeah. And I remember, like, we did part of, you know, that business and finance class that we took that helped us budget and whatnot was also, like, we played a little game for, I don't know, 6 months or so of like a stock market, and I did okay. I was in it to mostly, like, it was to teach us, you know, how stocks kind of work, and you know, I invested in like Amazon and certain things, and I did okay. Like, I made a little bit of money. It wasn't anything crazy. Like, I wasn't like top of the class. Like, there was some of my friends that were really savvy at it, and they took it very seriously, and they were, like I said, they came out like way on top because they knew what to sell and they knew what to invest in at the time. And
yeah, that I don't like. I have friends who like literally they like day trade, which is buying it in the morning because everybody's like on the trend of like what they're gonna buy, and then you sell like at the end of the day because you know that the stocks go up, and you like make, like, depending on how much you put in. Like, I've been thinking about doing that for like those things, but it's like with the amount that I'm willing to put in, I'd probably be making like 20 cents, you know, because it's such a small increase.
Yeah.
So then you get to like that level where people are putting in just a massive amount of money. But then it's like it goes up, and it's like pretty consistent. It's like scary, kind of.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's...
It's like, if it doesn't, then it's like, it's just the money and it's gone and you got nothing out of it. Like, that's just like not, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no.
How important it is to fucking literally live my life is like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, it's definitely something that's on my mind, and I've thought about doing it before. It just get, like I said, I'm already an anxious person, and then adding that onto it does not help at all. But at the same time, like, if I have an understanding of something, like, I will be okay if I know roughly what I'm doing and what I'm going for. So it's just a matter of managing it and keeping your eye on it.
Like, my friend is a financial advisor, or like, I forget what exactly he did in college, but he's the one who like literally has his own like business in like Benicia now, his own like store and shit. He was literally telling me like, you can put your stuff in a savings account, but like that usually has such a low interest gain versus putting it into like whatever the bundle of like regular, like just the stocks or whatever, because like those are much more like, it's just a higher percentage that you're gaining out of it, pretty much. It's just like scary because that's not like, that has a chance of going down, you know what I mean? Even though it doesn't, like almost like pretty much ever. It's just like, man, you know.
Well, and it's also tough because it's like, you know, when you put something away like that, like, then, like, not that you're hampered, but like, you have to be able to take money out of what's your everyday spending, and when
Yes.
you can't do that and you don't have that margin to be able to actually like be able to pull that out because you're not gonna be able to fuck buy food or something, like
Yeah.
you kind of like have to have that understanding of like, no, I can't do that. But then again, like I said, sometimes it's better to kind of eat the bag of dicks now and then not have to deal with that later of like seeing that gain. But it's also just being in that spot financially, and it's also hard, like, you know, when you're going to school and that is like your main job basically, and
Yeah.
then trying to also have a full-time job on top of that
Yeah.
is like insane. And then also have your hobbies on top of all
Yeah,
that.
I haven't
It's
worked a
just, like,
full time
you know,
since I very first started.
yeah. And it's tough. Like that was, you know, and that was something that like, you know, I made the decision on when I was, you know, when I did the fucking school thing, and I'm, you know, it just, to me, it never just clicked, and I could never just like see the long term of like, oh well, if I do these classes now that, you know, I may not necessarily like fully give a shit about, like this leads me to get into, you know, jobs that are upper echelon in what I'm doing. And that was like something of, you know, in the
Team
job that I'm in now,
deathmatch.
like I can get where I
Time to
need to
clock
be,
in.
and most of the
Mission
people
is a
that
go.
are where I want to be have had to have like a lot of schooling in order to
Yeah.
get to. And so that's where I was like, you know, I'm very, very lucky that I can, you know, just gain the work experience from this rather than going to school. But like if this didn't work out like right now, and I was, you know, like I have a few years experience in it, but like that doesn't guarantee me to get a job like this in, you know, in the future. And like I can rely on contacts and stuff that I've made, but at the same time, like I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, dude, if I lost my job right now, I
We're
would
losing
have to
this
kind of
fight.
go back to like everyday shit instead of
We pulled
being
Yeah.
able to.
Especially because, like,
I'm at,
trying to
like,
get a job right now is just
stop.
also insane, just in a general sense, man. Like, it's fucking, it's like fucked up.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's the other thing of like, you know, I remember when I, you know, when I was up in Chester and I was working, you know, one of the jobs, and I got tired of it and I was fed up with dealing with, you know, fucking people because they were pissing me off. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I remember like not having a job and relying on unemployment, and it just, it doesn't, wasn't sustainable for what I was trying to do in the area that I was in.
Mhm.
And you know, that was another like decision. Like I remember talking to my dad, and he's like, you're gonna feel it when you have to quit your job and there's no income, none.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to figure out, okay, how do I get income? And you know, it's like you said, where it's like, yeah, you could own a store or whatnot, but like the majority of sales nowadays are online, and especially since COVID, like that's a big player of like, you know, what you're bringing in versus, you know, what you're actually spending.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so scared about what I'm going to do with just in general. Because once I finish this, like, we haven't had to pay back any of my loans because while I'm in school, pretty much it's like frozen. That's how like my financial aid and like whatever federal loans I've been taking works,
Dropped him.
which is good because like thinking about yeah how much I'm literally have to owe in student loans at this point is like probably in the hundred something thousand.
yeah, no, and to be honest with you, like I don't know if I mean, I'm sure you've talked to enough people that are also in school
Friendly
and
hunter-killer
whatnot,
drone
but like,
deployed.
to be honest, $100,000 of student loan debt is
Hostile UAV
really
above.
not as much. Like I've met and known a lot of people that were in like 300,000s.
That's
And I'm
crazy
like,
because
that's
everybody
insane.
who's going to college that I've talked to, their tuition for a semester is like 2,000, and mine is like 8 times theirs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally insane. It's kind of it's ridiculous amount.
Well, and like the other crazy thing was like, so the girl that I was like dating last year, she went to school in UC Davis, and like it wasn't a full scholarship, but like it was like a partial or whatever. And
Transitioning.
she like finished it out, graduated, got her degree, all this shit, but like she doesn't use her degree like
Yeah,
whatsoever. And,
that's
like,
what
she
I'm
doesn't
scared
really have
about.
she doesn't really have a plan to use it. And then,
That's
like, her and I
yeah.
were talking, and she was like, you know, she's been out of school for, I don't know, like a close to a decade probably, and she's like, yeah, I'm still paying student loans, like I'm still paying that off. And I'm like, that's insane that like a decade after you got what you wanted,
Yeah.
you can't really
Well,
even go
because that's what
use
I've been
it.
thinking about. Like, okay, so let's say I literally did whatever, I complete school, and I've got to pay, even if it was just like flat, like 100,000. Like, if I were to pay even 1,000 a month, but that's an insane, like you're not going to be doing that. That's like 8 years.
Friendly UAV
Like that's when I'm like mid-30s. I'd be just get like, and that's 1,000. There's no way I'm doing 1,000, and I know it's more than that too. So it's like, dude, that's ridiculous, and there's no way that's sustainable with like the job that I'm doing right now, and like I've got to use my like degree. That's the only way you can really kind of get to like those higher level things, other than like job experience, I guess. But like,
Yeah, no, those are the two avenues: is the degree or job experience, and that's really it, which is kind of crazy.
yeah. So I really got to start figuring out what I'm doing with. I mean, luckily I've literally started making games and I'm selling those, you know.
Well, and you're also doing like you have your, you know, I know you're like part of posting to your social media class or whatever was like having an Instagram account or a, you know, but like even just having that and trying to grow that. And, like,
yes, I've been trying to do it so much more.
And, like,
yeah,
like it's a big thing when it comes to the field that you're in, and
yeah.
like especially even with us, like I know my boss talks about like, dude, if we had a social media person or like the availability of that to like push what the content that we want and actually get to people's, you know, right people's eyes and like the majority of people's eyes, and like understanding algorithms of what gets pushed versus what doesn't, what ends up on people's feed versus what doesn't. Like it's kind of a crazy thing. And I'm like yeah, no, dude, like listen, I know I'm part of that, but you know, part of that generation, but I don't understand any of it. Like I couldn't tell you how to, you know, how to
That's
grow.
I've been so grateful. I have one of my friends, the guy who has like the fitness account, like he's been like really helping me with kind of trying to grow my account, and like really motivated and like sharing ideas with me, like how he's been doing it, and he's literally been consistently posting for fucking years, like, you know, like literally like multiple posts a day practically. And I'm like, yeah, I'm literally not keeping up to that, and it's like I could, like it's like it's so doable, and I'm like, but how does he like do it? It's like obviously he has a following now, so it's like it's a lot easier when you know it's working. But
well, and to
like,
me, it reminds me a lot of like the gym, which is a lot of like and that was something that I never understood with people of like, you know, putting in that gym grind of, like, every day, and every day you're gonna make progress, and it's not gonna feel like you're making progress, but the more you stay on it, the more you do it every day, like the more you will gain from it. And like especially if you're doing things the right way, like that's the other thing. Like yeah, you could go into the gym and fucking fuck around, but like if you're not doing the workouts the right way, like you're not really gaining anything from it. And it kind of relates to the same thing. Like if you're not posting things or, you know, doing them the right way, like yeah, no, you're not gonna get what you're wanting out of it. And that was kind of something of like, you know, understanding that, and then, you know, realizing what you want and then going for it and learning and picking up things of like, well, what is, you know, not necessarily stealing people's content, but just literally like how do people,
how do other people do it, and how can I do it like them, you know? Because I mean, that's also your avenue. People are looking at them, and that's also for an algorithm thing, is you kind of have to be a lot like other people at the start, while used as an introduction to also show, like, you do most of your posts, you're gonna follow the mainstream stuff. But then you just can't really lose sight of your own personal stuff, because it's like, well, then there's no reason for them to look at your stuff, you know?
Exactly.
So you do have to put that nuance in there, but you can't go solely on that, otherwise you're just not going to get exposed. You just got to balance it.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I've felt like my, like, not struggles, but like my thing with it is I'm like, I want to be unique, and I don't necessarily like following trends unless I really am into it. Like, I'm not just gonna do it just to do it, and that kind of goes to like the broader goal thing of like trying to see things ahead of like, yeah, okay, you may be riding this trend now because it's gonna pick things up. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be that trend. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, you can use that as a stepping stone and not completely be self-involved into it. Where I'm like, no, fuck that. I just want to do my own fucking thing. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, but it's like, yeah, you can say that and you can do that, but like, you're not gonna grow in what you're trying to do if that's gonna be the case. And I always wondered that when we were like, you know, doing the YouTube earlier, and I'm like, man, how come people don't like my shit? It's like, it's not that they don't like your shit. You're just not getting to their feet.
Yeah.
You're not getting to their thing. So
that's why even like on the trying to work with the TikTok or like literally putting stuff on TikTok, that's how you're going to be exposed to people. And
that's a perfect example, because I'm like, fuck TikTok, fuck that. I don't use that. I use a different thing. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time,
that's not. Yeah,
it's a tool.
Yeah.
Use it as a tool rather than thinking of it as something of, you know. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Life when you get older, you start understanding shit. And then, you know, I've also talked to my boss about it too, where I'm like, you know, I feel like I have that fucking the imposter syndrome, because I'm like, you know, I don't feel like I really fully know what I'm doing all the time. And he goes, dude, trust me, like, sometimes, like, yes, I have the experience, so I do know what I'm doing on certain things, but he goes, you know, there's a lot of times where I'm trying something and I don't know if it's gonna fucking work, and I don't know really fully what I'm doing. And that's just part of it, is, you know, as you get older, like, yeah, people are gonna not know what the fuck they're doing. And, you know, when you're a kid, you think all the adults have it figured out, and it's like, no, that's not really the case. A lot of people that don't have their shit figured out and they still get by and they're still successful. It's just a matter of like adapting and learning. So
yeah, and like, even like one thing like I have been trying to like put, because I'm like I know I'm still young, but I am getting like desperate to like really get traction, you know. It's like, because I'm just like realizing the grand scope of like, or like the grand scale of like my debt and like my goals, and like trying to use my job for something, and like how much work we've put into DVG, and it's like how much more work we could be putting in, and like we could literally, like, me, you, and fucking Christina, like, you know, if it was an actual side avenue of income, doing something that we completely enjoy and actually like getting stuff out of that would be just insane, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I thought about it today, where I was like, you know, I remember when teenagers, and I'm like, you know, it's not that I necessarily didn't want to do work. It was just like video games and making videos and making people laugh and like cracking jokes, or like something that I really thoroughly enjoy in life. And it's like, okay, how do you make that now your main fucking thing? And like I remember Markiplier talking about it, where he's like, once you start understanding, you know, like how you're, you know, formatting things, or, you know, the thumbnails or the titles of the videos, or, you know, like I said, even the tags that you're attaching to it, like, these are all things and tools that you can use. And then not only that, but like, you know, communicating and making connections with people. And like, yeah, you don't necessarily need to be like, you know, this person's gonna be my fucking friend forever, but like, you can use connections in order to get, you know, things. And like, that's something that I've talked to my boss about, where he's like, you know, I go to the table with these big winery billionaires, and they have these crazy ideas, and dude, I don't feel like I belong with them ever. It's like, I've been sitting in meetings that I don't belong in, and I've even gotten a taste of it, where like I had to go to a fundraiser thing that we did.
I remember that, yeah.
And I was talking to people that owned ranches in Texas and were worth millions of dollars, and meanwhile I'm here representing the company, but like, I'm still like, I felt so out of place, because I'm like, I don't have any, like, I can't connect with them on anything. And it's like, no, there is. You just have to kind of realize where, you know, where your points are to talk to. And that was like, my boss is a big chess player, and like, He's like, dude, life is chess, man. It really is, of like learning when to do certain moves and when's the right time to do it. And, you know, yeah, there's going to be sacrifices, but, you know, sometimes the sacrifice is worth it. And that's the other part of it, is learning when to, you know, go for something and what it's going to, you know, what it's going to impact. And, you know, the moves that you make and the decisions you make will also determine, you know, what's next, and, you know, what avenues open up for you, and, you know, trying to leave yourself as many moves as possible. And I was like, man, I never really thought about it that way. Like, that's kind of a crazy way of thinking, but like it starts making sense, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, like,
because everybody is living the same thing.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they have different, like, some people have like a lot of resources, and like, yeah, you're not going to like do what they're doing, but like you can in a way, you know. And like,
I mean, the playing field's there for everybody, and that's why, like, my boss is a really big go-getter and a really big pusher of like, no, I want to keep pushing and keep going for more work and more projects, because, you know, that's the way of getting it, is going out and getting it. And, you know, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a little nerve-wracking, and yeah, it's gonna be a little uneasy, but like at the same time, you just push through and you'll get there. You know, it's just. I thought that guy was gonna hunt you down, dude. He was following your ass.
I had two. Oh. Like.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's like I said, yeah, there's a lot of people that are set up with more opportunities and more funding, and, you know, they know people that already know people, and they're, you know, willing to help them or fund their, you know, whatever it is. And that was the other thing that I kind of thought about. I was like, you know, if we had somebody that saw our YouTube channel, like, I always think about it in the way of like, imagine if Game Grumps saw like our channel and our videos, and were like, hey, we like what you guys are doing and we want to support you, so like we're gonna sponsor you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like things like that, of like, you know, we're gonna give you a fund, and like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be under their umbrella of a company, but like at the same time, like, we're, you know, and that's where you get to like the bigger businesses of like, you know, why Disney owns everything, and,
yeah,
you know, why these other big corporations own shit, is because like they look at that as like an investment of their money, and then they can hopefully, you know, bank on a good investment, and then you make money and they make money, and then eventually you get to a point where there's a crossroads, you know, you've made it enough, and then you can go do it on your own, and then they can go buy another small thing. Like, I think about that with like animation studios. Like, before there was the big boom with Pixar, like, animation studios really weren't that big of a thing.
Yeah.
And then someone took the chance on, you know, Pixar or whatever, and Pixar was fucking tiny, and, you know, had like 5 drawing people and like only 5 artists, and that was it. And then it kind of blew up, and then you're like, oh, okay. And then Pixar went on and did their own fucking thing. Okay, I get it. Like, you start getting the bigger picture of the, you know, the bigger fishes. And, you know, nobody starts at the top, and that's kind of the thing that I have been trying to keep in mind, of like, nobody starts at the top, so you got to make your way through the rings. You know, it's a pain in the ass, and like I said, a lot of the times you're doing shit for free and you're putting in extra hours, but with that investment, like you said, we've been working on DVG for 10 plus fucking years, like,
it just,
there should be a payoff to that investment at some point, but
it sucks ass when it's like there literally is, holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Just like, you know, people who are privileged and like are literally able to just be like, oh, I can just start I can just open a store because I just have dollars, and it's like, well, man, it's a little demoralizing, but it really does, like, putting in work for, like, depending on like what the kind of job it is, you know. Like, there's a reason small businesses are a thing. Like, it's,
yeah. And there's also, like, you know, there's some people that are, you know, once they get to a certain point, they're happy with being at that point, because they're successful enough. They don't need to be the, you know, the Disneys and own a bunch of shit, but it's kind of like, if you want that, then that's, you know, there's avenues to work towards it. It's just, it's a lot, you know, and because that was like my thing, where I'm like, you know, oh, I want to fucking, like, you know, an esports team. Like, how cool would it be to fucking own an esports team? You start looking at like what it actually takes, the financial like money, and like, there's actually, like, yeah, there was a big boom in esports, But like, to be honest, it really hasn't been paying off much recently. And like, when I'm hearing, you know, like how the landscape of competitive Call of Duty changed, where it used to be like, yeah, you could make a team, go into these tournaments as an open, and make, you know, 40, 60 grand or whatever, and the, you know, the players make a little bit, and then the company that they're behind makes a little bit, and then that's kind of how these, you know, these teams start up, and then they're also making content on the side. Like, one of the biggest Call of Duty fucking teams started like as a sniping, you know, community, but then they also
We've taken the lead.
like they were also a competitive team, and then after so many years and having, you know, good content being made, they were able to build a fucking empire, and now they're predominant Call of Duty team that, you know, if you're into the competitive Call of Duty space, like, you're gonna know about fucking Optic Gaming. Like, they are the bigs of the bigs, but then you start looking at the smaller teams, and it's like, you know,
UAV inbound.
they're making 10K a year in winnings, and it's like, that's not sustainable. Like, you have to have some crazy backing. You know, and that's where it's kind of funny, where it's like the you know, the Saudis come in, of like, you know, the Middle Eastern backing of that money, and it kind of gets ridiculous when you're like, yeah, dude, you guys can afford to, you know, pay these players enormous amounts and basically buy contracts in order to get winnings, because you have that money supply behind it, whereas other startup franchises can't really do that anymore. And so it's kind of been a big talking point in esports, but it made me kind of realize of like, oh, this isn't really a substantial way of making money, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, like, that's just what happens when money gets flooded into something. Like, if you're not there at the big boom of it, then you're gonna be kind of stuck trying to figure it out. So yeah, no, it's just, like I said, some of it's really cool, and it's great to have plans and dreams, and it's also like, there's other times where it's, you know, there's realistic life that comes in, and you're like, oh fuck, dude, like, I can't.
I've been
fun this shit.
I've been thinking a lot about just like, because when I do put in a lot of like the work for like DVG or fucking like my own stuff, it's like, no, it really does work, and it's just it's not sustainable for me to like try to keep it up. But like, I always just wonder if I were to full commit and just fucking really, you know, full send it.
No, 100%.
Ready for deployment.
You know, and that's kind of the other part of it. And I thought about this, you know, when we were coming up, and I wanted a PC, and I remember talking to my dad about that, and, you know, and them being like, no, we just can't financially like do it. And they also didn't have the understanding of like, you know, yeah, I would have wanted a, you know, a PS4, you know, the newest console, but like, thinking back on it now, is it's like, you know, if I would have had a really badass PC back then, like, we could have
with
done
that passion and that energy that we had,
and the time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I had schoolwork, but like, if I would have just thought about things in a better way. But it's also like, you know, hindsight's 20/20, and we were young, so like, we're all trying to still figure our shit out, you know. And that's kind of the thing where I've like, you know, I've gone back and forth on some things of like, you know, growing up was like, I was really into sports, and I had my heart set on like, no, I'm gonna go full into baseball, and I'm gonna be as best as I can be, and hopefully I can get to a point where, you know, I can go to college and be on a scholarship, play on those teams, and then hopefully that'll lead me to the next level, and then like, hey, maybe I can start messing around and be like a professional, you know, baseball player. And then that didn't work out, so then I kind of, you know, was like, well, then my next thing is like gaming, and like, I'm really into games. I love games. I love specific games, but at the same time, like, you know, I do, this is, it's like we talked about, you know, the other day, where you're like, you know, you could make a video just talking about Call of Duty and this game in particular, and like the ins and outs of it, because you have such a passionate understanding of it. And I spent so much time investing in understanding this game. It's like, you know, the same thing with League, where it's like, you know, yeah, I'm not a fucking, you know, grandmaster challenger player, but like, I also have a pretty good understanding of like how the game should go, and it's something that I do really care about, and that, you know, and so those kinds of things you can't like
Those are things you have that other people don't, you know? Like,
Exactly.
literally. Like, other people, like, can in a way, but not in the exact same way that you do. Like, your unique voice is unique, you know? It's like, that
It's
is
hard
a
because
power that you have.
it gets lost in, you know, with the amount of people that that play, and you know, sometimes there's oversaturation in content, and
Yeah.
you know, I know that's happened in League before too, where it's like, you know, like I said, everybody wants to, you know, make the content, but at the same time, like, you know, having the abilities, and that's just part of it, you know, like, you know, having the money, having the time, and then having the passion. Those are really the three things, and like some of those are out of your control, but like the passion really isn't in a way. I mean, games can change, and like, you know, Call of Duty nowadays is a lot different than it used to be. Like, and I think that's kind of why, like, I feel more passionate about these older games, is because it's like, you know, these are the games that I actually enjoy more than the newer ones. Not saying I didn't enjoy Black Ops 7 or Black Ops 6, but like, not to this extent.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that was completely different and unique in a lot of ways, and you know, and I mean, even in League, that was what was so great about League. Like, that was one of my main favorite things about League, is that it's free. Like, yeah, there's skins that have to be in there to pay, you know, for the artists that draw the skins, and you know, everything that goes into it, but like, at the same time, like, it's a free to play game.
Yeah.
Like, you make an account, you sign up, and then that's it. And like, there is not a lot of games like that nowadays.
Yeah, outside of, like, the balancing, you know, and, like, the fucking stupid shit that's coming out, it's like, the game still is free, and it still generally has the main mechanics, and,
Sign
like,
up
you
for
know...
the game, play the game, and you will not have to pay a dime. It's crazy. But you're also investing time, and that's also why I think, like, there is that built-in addiction of, like, you know, I've invested so much time into this game,
Yeah.
I don't want to leave it, because then it will feel like a waste. A lot of times it's not, but at the same time, like, that's a natural feeling to have when you invest time into stuff. Like I said, whether it's games or, you know, relationships, whatever it is, like, you know, when things don't work out, like, sometimes it's okay to move on to the next thing, and, you know, sometimes you do lose passion and shit, and it's a hard thing to accept, but it's also, like I said, it's natural and a normal thing that happens to people. So
Well, I've been really wanting to fucking, like, I know we're already posting, like, once a week on the DVG, but, like, even I was trying to get, like, Christina to post stuff onto the fucking, whatever, the fucking, or, like, edit stuff down for the TikTok. But, like, God, I want DVG to fucking succeed, man, and I really think we could.
yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I you know, other people may not find us funny, but I'm like, I know we're not the only ones that have this specific sense of humor, or, you know, or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of the other thing that, like, I don't know, I don't know if it's something that's been slightly discussed with us, but it was also, like, you know, I don't know if it's ever been discussed with Christina, of, like, you know, what is the actual end goal of DVG, and, like, what is everybody's goal with this? Like, is it just to have fun and keep it, you know, like, light, and, like, I think that's definitely part of it, because that's where the most fun is, but, like, also, what's the behind the scene moves of, like, where are we trying to build this into something sustainable, and, like, okay, then we're gonna have to, like, everybody's gonna have to pitch in to do their part in order to make this go where everybody, you know, wants it to go.
Yeah, if that, I think about that a lot. It's like, I don't know, like, it's also like, I could be, the problem, I'm split between brands basically right now, is I've literally Violet Shock, Violette Lightning, and Dark Violet Gaming. And it's like, I'm not even able to put content really onto Violet Lightning. I stream on Violet Lightning. I'm putting all my effort into Dark Violet, and I'm putting all my art stuff into Violet Shock. And it's like, all right, well, fucking,
yeah,
you know.
No, 100%. And then, like, you know, and like I said, like we talked about earlier, it's like, on top of all of that, because that actually has to be a hobby right now, because it's not bringing in and generating income enough to be sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like, okay, so on top of the work that we all have to do outside of that, then we have to come back in, and that's why you get people that were like, you know, like one of my favorite artists, like musicians, like he was a rapper, and like he would work his day job, and then he would come home and he would make his music, and then he would get like, you know, 4 hours of sleep or whatever, and then he would go back and do his job, and then it was just the same thing, you know, repeating over and over again.
Even all like a bunch of the YouTubers that I watch right now, they still have their other job, but they put so much time into their online thing. Like, yeah, like it's they do balance it. You kind of have to balance it.
Yes, and it's a hard thing to balance.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the burnout is real. I mean, you know, like I said, that's a lot of the times also why I've, like, you know, fucking came back 6 times, is because it's like after a certain point, I'm like, is this really what I want to go all in on? And that's something that I've kind of debated in my head a lot of times of like, dude, if I would have just decided to go all in and just not care, because like the other part of it too is it's like, you know, a lot of the people that I know or that I grew up with are not into video games and not into that stuff, so I always like would worry about like the judging part of it, and like nobody really cares, and that's something that I've had to get over outside of, you know, this whole thing and whatnot.
Man, that's a really hard thing for me with the art stuff, is like, man, I feel so cringe sometimes when I'm posting anything, and it's like
that's why I don't, you know, I'm sure you've noticed, but like none of my DVG stuff is connected to my personal stuff, because I don't want to have to go interact with a person, you know, in person, and then be like, oh, so this is what you do? Like, you're trying, like, what are you trying to be, like a fucking YouTuber or something? Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I've avoided that for so long until, like, I don't know if you saw recently on my Instagram, I'm putting my latte art on there finally, and I'm like, you know what? I can get content out of literally this every single day. Fuck it. You know, fuck it. We're like, I'd balls to the wall now at this point.
250 followers. Like, yeah, some of them are fucking rando people that I've never, like, interacted with before, and they're probably bots, but, like, at the same time, like, there's at least a good 150 people that I know that I could, you know, have my stuff posted to and at least get views and eyes on it, and, like, would any of them probably watch it? No, but, like, at the same time, views are views.
Yeah.
That's, like, the other part.
And who really, like, what the fuck is gonna happen with these people? Like, if they are people that you interact with meaningfully.
I don't see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, like, that's kind of the other thing that I've had to kind of try to get out of my own head, and I've, like I said, it's a debate that goes on a lot in my head of, like, you know, even when I make normal Instagram posts and like whatnot, like I
say, I'm gonna make a thing about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never liked selfies because it feels the same way, where it's just like, oh, look at me, and I'm like, I'm not a look at me person. That's not my personality. I'd rather just, you know, I'm more of in the shadows kind of guy, and I hang in the back, and I'd rather observe people than be the one that's observed. Like, being observed makes me fucking nervous.
I have a weird relationship with that because of like you've seen the way I dress and stuff, and like I'm a very oh my god, sorry,
Jesus Christ, no, you're good. I saw that on the mini map, and I'm like, I don't know how that's gonna go. But no, I mean, like, to be honest, that's something, like, to me, I've always viewed you as a person that never, not that you never gave a fuck about what people thought of you, but, like, you were more willing to
express myself.
Goal, yeah, and express yourself regardless of what the, you know, the, how it'll look, I guess, is, you know.
Yeah.
And, like, to me, those are the people, like, that I am inspired by, because it's like, that's something I can't do and I very much struggle with, and so seeing other people do that I know, and like, it doesn't, like, I know it does affect everybody, and everybody has their, you know, their anxieties and their, you know, self-awareness of it, of feeling, you know, self-doubt and whatnot. Like, when it's portrayed in a different way, like, those are the people that I try to gravitate towards, because, like I said, I find it so amazing. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I like.
Yeah.
Period. Like, that kind of sucks. It sucks for you if you don't fucking like it. Like, that's not my problem. This is my life. I'm gonna live it how I want to live it. Period.
Yeah.
You know. So it, because like I said, that's, you know, even the girls that I've, you know, been interested in, like, they all kind of had the same. I felt the same mentality, but then, you know, like I said, you start talking to them, or you know, and then you start realizing like, no, they have the same self-doubts about things. Like everybody has it, and that's why, you know, a lot of the, you know, good communities are like, you know, being open to everybody and everything, and like people are gonna have crazy ideas that you've never thought of before, and those are things that you could take inspiration from, and you know,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it more and more, and like I think it's a lot of it is from that desperation of like I need to make this work because it's kind of my goal, and I need to actually start treating it like it's a job, you know? Like I really need to set myself. I don't have a schedule for it, so it's not really happening. But like I don't know. Like I really need to like I'm glad I'm uploading like once a week, and now I'm like turning like literally my actual job into like, you know, some form of content. And it's like I just really need to break past those barriers and commit to it. Like if it's gonna be my job, like what am I gonna do if I did have, you know, like 10,000 followers? Am I just still not tied to that at all with my identity? It's like, no, I will, I would. So it's like
10,000 people fucking following or, you know, seeing your shit or viewing your shit is a crazy amount of people.
Yeah, no.
Like that number, like when you see the millions and, you know, numbers get inflated, and you see, you know, like I said, super populars and whatnot, it's like, you know, yeah, that's all fantastic, but like at the same time, it's like, man, having 10,000 people, like putting
having a couple hundred
in a room, exactly, dude, fucking like 20, I would be like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know how to handle this. Like,
yeah,
it would stress me the fuck out, because I'm like, I don't fucking. That's a lot of people to be like viewing my shit and this, or even in a stream with me. Like that's even more insane.
Like even having like probably more than like 2 people in his stream is probably just like, wow, there's a lot of people talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
no, like it's 100%, and so it's just tough. It's a lot.
It's a lot, man.
And these are all the things that, you know, go through people's heads, and that's why I can understand where you get the Christinas, where she's just like, no, I just want to do my job, go home, play games. I'm good. Like that's it. I'm good. This is all too much, and like that's what I've talked to my dad about. Where this is why I've never wanted to own a business, because he goes, it's just there's so many stresses that come with it, and there's so many things, because this is literally owning our own business. Like we are trying to start from the ground up on something in a, you know, we're not a business front, but like we're technically an online business for entertainment.
Yeah.
Like when you start thinking of it that way, and the investments into this stuff, like that's kind of where it starts making sense of like, you know, oh, I was able to get, you know, my friend was able to buy me this mic and camera, and he bought me my first thing, and because of that I was able to make videos, and that got me to the next step. And so those are the people that are always like, hey man, I remember you, you know, if anything happens, like I will take care of you and whatnot. And then you get the people that join you on the grind, and you meet them, and you know, everybody starts blowing up. Like, you know,
we're really fortunate to be able to like have each other in this, you know, like without like literally without you to make content with for like however long, it's like I don't know how early on I would have fallen out of this. And like even like me, the fact that I'm still doing it, like that's how you've came back into it several times, you know. Like
and I've like I said, there was a lot of times where there was a lot of doubt, and you know, there was a lot of, you know, getting told I need to grow up and that video games are for children and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? Like, if it's something that you enjoy, it doesn't matter. Like, there really is no age limit to it. Like, if it's something that you are passionate about and you want to do, like, that's why my dad has never told me, like, he has never been a person of just like, you need to grow up and, you know, quit worrying about video games and, you know, get real shit and whatnot. Like, if I would have been, you know, not being able to afford and pay my bills, like that's one thing, you know, then things would change. But at the same time, like he's always just been the, like, if you're passionate about it, go get it. And like, I know your dad's the same way.
Yeah.
He leads by example of like, you know, he made his store from the ground up. Like, because he loves music and he loves records, he found a way to, you know, making a living off of that. And I am always just like super impressed and baffled about how like hard he'll go digging in the trenches for things and trying to find, you know, this crazy fucking thing, and then, you know, coming back and you see him at Christmas and he's like, oh yeah, dude, I found this and this record, or You know, him telling me at fucking Christmas about, yeah, I saw this guy's thing on, you know, online about him having a fucking storage shed, and he was doing a record sale out of there, and I went in there, and there's mint condition records and all these things that you wouldn't be able to find, but it's literally this guy's collection that he's selling.
Yeah.
And like he was able to find some and make a couple $100 off them or something. And you're like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's actually insane to be able to do that. But he has the knowledge of years of listening to music and knowing the music business and being involved in it, that he knows what to look for. Like I've always been like, dude, that would be so cool being able to do something like that. But then, you know, I don't have that knowledge, but it comes with time. Like that's not something, it's almost a self-taught kind of thing of like, you know, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, he's told me the duds where he's like, dude, I thought this would sell fucking immediately and it fucking didn't, and I ate a bunch of shit for it and it sucked. But then he's like, you know, I bought this Warriors shirt from the thrift store for $2, and then I put it up and I made $25. Like the margin on that is actually insane when you think about it. Like, dude, if you would have sold that for $4, you would have doubled your money. You like over quadruple, you know, like 6 times your money on that one purchase alone. Like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no one should like that. It's like, well, I mean, even in the future, it's like I mean, it's getting harder and harder nowadays with how much shit that there is. But like, because like it literally is not equatable to anything really for us. So I was gonna say like, oh, like video games, like if there's like crazy, you know, like PlayStation like fucking 2 and 3 and 4 games are like going on. It's like we know the games of like the eras that were popular. Like that's basically like what he is with like music, you know. And it's like having that knowledge and that passion about those things.
You can see it, and that's one thing that I've loved about Game Grumps. Like, you know, when I first started watching him, it was a big like, oh, I love Danny because I can relate to Dan and whatnot. But then it's like now you start understanding like Aaron and the way that he thinks.
No, that's like, how I've gone to. Like I used to always just like vibe with Danny because, you know, he was just like,
he's just chill. He's just trying to have a good time. Like he didn't really experience, or like his knowledge of games isn't as diverse, where like with Aaron, it's like he knows so many ins and outs of games. And also like he was talking about it on their Grumplock run, and he was like, you know, some of this I figured I may have had to kind of fudge in a way to make content. He was like, I'm gonna do it. It's like straddling that barrier of like, you know, having the understanding of the game and the Pokemon, and like, yes, I've played this before and I can get by with this, and like this could either go super smooth and we're not going to get as much out of this, or I can kind of in certain situations make it look a little bit sketchy. To kind of try to pull people in. But it's having that understanding, and then like, you know, like I said, there's games where he is not, you know, fully in tune on that, you know, Dan actually is, and there's a rare time where Dan's like, oh no, dude, I remember playing this growing up, and like this is what you had to do here and this is what you had to do there, and like listening to them talk about the games, and like, dude, gaming back then was super hardcore in comparison to like what it is now, man. Like they didn't give you any hints. And I remember your dad talking about it too with like my dad, where it's like, dude, you spent hours, and if you didn't have the handbook or the, you know, the helping thing, like you were searching that for fucking hours, bro. Days. Just spending time learning the, you know, the nuances, like understanding of like, oh, if you hit, you know, especially like the fucking Mario games where it's like, oh, if you hit this brick and you go down this tube, you can go to fucking World 6 or some shit. And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, if that's not in the handbook, like, you're not gonna figure that out unless you're literally game testing and like.
It's crazy, like, dude, like games. It's because like you had however many levels of that game that you're playing, and like there's no saves. You go through those levels however many fucking times trying to beat that game. It's like, it's not. I mean, you had some like Zelda, I believe, was one of the few early ones that had save files, because that was a really long, drawn out game. But so many of them were just like, you've sat and you've done this so many times that eventually you start to like really learn brute force sometimes, but like, you know, you build your own system of how to understand the game itself.
Yeah, no, No, exactly.
Be advised, hostile counter UAV is online.
So, but it's just, it's, you know, like I said, it's kind of the crazy mark of it, and that's why I've always been like, you know, if we could get to a point where we're doing Game Grumps level stuff of like it's also the fact that they have to do, you know, they don't do cut up
Terrible
videos
effort.
really.
Yeah.
Regroup and rearm.
It's and they're doing long form videos, so where now it's like you have like 30 to 50 minutes of trying to be entertaining with just audio.
Yeah.
Like they could have added a face cam a long time ago, but they don't, and there's a reason for it. And it's not because like, oh, they're don't want to be on camera. It's like, no, it almost makes it like harder because you have to use your voice in order to be entertaining for that long and keep people's attention and keep people coming back. And like the fact that they've been able to do it for so long is also just like, holy shit, dude. Like that's crazy, man. Like that's not something people can just do. And so it makes me think a lot of the times of like I said, of like the stuff that we do. And then it's also just like, you know, the amount of work that they had to put in to get to that point is also insane. And that's the other part of it of like I said, there's no real way. I mean, there is with money, but for the most part, like you're gonna have to be full in committed to what you're doing and believing in what you're doing. And if you're not willing to do that, then like you're not gonna make it. You know,
for sure.
You will, but it's a slight chance. Like you are 1% of everybody else, and like that's what I think about with streamers too, where it's like the amount of streamers that are out there. Like if you're actually in a good margin when you have 40 views, that's what you're averaging, and then you start getting into the bigger ones where you're like, no, now you start bringing in 1,000. Okay, now you're in another bracket of like the top 2%, and then it just keeps getting smaller and smaller where you're like, you're like not a lot of people are bringing in the viewership there. And fucking streaming's even harder because like that is a full long form.
You are active.
Stream. Like, and you have to be there every day and stream every day, and you know, because if you're not active, then they're gonna go somewhere else, look on somebody else's fucking stream, and that's not something that people want. Like, you wanna keep them engaged as long as possible. So it's a hustle and it's a hard one, but you know, you just learn as you go, and you watch other streamers and see how they do shit. And
really?
that guy I thought was dead.
I know, dude. I hit so many bullets and also missed so many bullets. Put rapid fire on this thing. Bad idea. Fuck. Yeah. I really want to start posting on my channel again. And as I mean, we've talked about this probably like 5 years ago of like just sitting down, recording a video, editing it, and putting it out. Like, we've done that in the past. It's so doable.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's how one of my, you know, one of the guys that I still watch that's a YouTuber, and you know, he was working a job for a long time, and but you know, he would just sit down. He would find a topic that he wanted to talk about, and then cut up the video, edit it that day, and he would just upload daily and just keep trying to do it. And you know, luckily enough, he had games that he was, you know, passionate about, and he got his, you know, his big break off of Call of Duty. But like that doesn't mean that he doesn't enjoy playing Dark Souls and, you know, these other games. And so, you know, he's gotten to a point now where he's able to do more variety, because he's got the following of people that will kind of just watch it for him rather than the Call of Duty thing. But like, he's still connected in Call of Duty. It's just not as prominent as it used to be, because you know, the game's changed, and that's kind of part of it. He's talked about it too before, and you know, he's like, you know, everybody's mad at, you know, Call of Duty, you know, for this beta or, you know, whatever. But he goes, at the same time, like, you know, it kind of just is the game's gonna be the game. The people that are gonna buy it are gonna buy it, and the people that aren't are not. And it's just kind of how it goes. But he uploads, you know, pretty much every day, and he was when he was coming up, it was a very much like, no, I'm gonna hold myself to the schedule. I'm gonna go all in. You know, finally made enough to where he could quit his job and really fucking go full all in. And I'd like to get there one day, but at the same time, like, you know, it's a tough thing to come up with content every day, and thinking of
Yeah.
something to talk about every day, and but also sometimes like it doesn't matter. You could just upload highlights from a game where you're not
Friendly
Yeah.
really
inbound.
engaging.
UAV above.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah, you're smoking.
I am smoking. I love the MSMC. This gun's fantastic.
We're winning this fight.
But it just it all varies. Like I said, some people it works for them for a little bit of time, and then other times people
Yeah.
die out from it, and they just don't have the passion for it anymore. I mean, you even see like Markiplier. It's like not that he
Friendly
doesn't like
hunter-killer
making
drone
YouTube
deployed.
videos, because he does, but also like when you have the ability to fund a game studio or a movie studio and start making your own content that way, and
Yeah.
then in turn, once you've done the output, then you've got the the
Hostile care
quantity,
package inbound.
then it starts turning into quantity or quality of like
Yeah, quality rather
how
than
well put
quantity.
together, is it a smooth video, is it a good looking video, does it make sense to do, and that's something that I've also like learned with Game Grumps. It's like, is this a video that's worthy of making a series on? Because
Solid
sometimes they're
execution.
not.
Yeah.
Good job.
You may get an initial bump of like, oh man, everybody wanted to see this, and then
Hell yeah.
so then you fucking do the next one. And that's the thing with them that I also love, is it's just like they with Aaron understanding so many games and knowing, he doesn't know the history of every single game, but like he knows how many games are out there, and also just enjoys like, okay, I'm gonna make this game, or make a video on this game, and like nobody's ever fucking heard it. Like there was one they played like last week, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of game is this, dude? Like how the fuck did you even like? But then you get people that are in the community that are in the deep divers, and they're gonna like send it to you and be like, hey, you should play this, like check this game out, dude, this
Yeah.
is some trippy shit, and you get to see the ins and outs of it, and like that shit, that's cool. And like I said, yeah, games are, I guess, made for kids primarily, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's only for them.
Yeah.
There's adults that had to make this that have a passion for it, and there is avenues of doing it, and, so it's crazy, man. This is it's a very deep rabbit hole to go down and start really thinking about,
Yeah.
because it's
Well, I'm really glad that we started, streaming.
yeah,
I mean, it's not been a whole lot,
Weapon free.
but
yeah, there hasn't been crazy bumps, but at the same time, like, it's almost a way of like, if you never shoot the shot, you're never gonna make any anyways. So
Yeah.
what is the harm of actually doing it? And that was something that because I originally at first I was a little, like, oh well, I'm not gonna gain anything from it. It's like, you don't know that. Like there's somebody that could click into your stream, and then that's one person that clicks in, and then
Yeah.
they could be like, dude, you should check out these guys, they're fucking hilarious when they play games and whatnot. And so it really can never hurt.
yeah.
It's just the timing that gets put into it is the only thing. But that's like everything. Like you could put more time into anything, and
UAV inbound.
Yeah.
I guess in a way get something more out of it. But it's also dependent on how much you want to put into it and how deeply you want to go into it.
Hostile
Because like I
UAV
said,
incoming.
the passion behind it and wanting to put in the work for it is something that nobody else can kind of make happen for you. Like that was something I talked with Mark when I was working up there for their store, and I remember him telling me like, he's like, I can't make you want to do this. Like if you want to do this, that has to be a choice you make for yourself. Like I can't make you be down here in
Yeah.
that way. Like I can in a certain aspect, but like I'm not gonna want you to be part of the ownership if your heart's not 100% set on doing this and going the extra mile and doing things like that. And it kind of made me like think for a second. I was like, oh, huh, that does make sense. Like
Mhm.
that's a good thing to like live by as a business standpoint. If you're trying to grow something, you don't want people involved in it that are only there to just kind of get by and yeah, okay, I'll do enough just to get my paycheck and then get
Yeah.
out. Like it's literally, you have to treat this like it's fucking life or death, because that's the only way you're gonna make it happen.
Yeah. Well, it's kind
It's
of
hard.
like a lot of like even me just being like, hey, you think you could fucking edit a thing or whatever
Yeah.
is like I'm capable of holding it afloat, but like
Yeah.
we have the resource of having so many people that could be putting effort into it
Threat neutralized.
that like
Oh, 100%.
we could be doing so much more than we are with the manpower that we have. Like not even just
Yeah.
like well just in literally the sense of like we don't have
Confirmed.
like there is only like one output right now, and I mean like definitely like I'm not going to be on streaming if like you guys aren't on though, so it's like it's not like I'm like the only workhorse, you know. It's like people getting on to play is like that is work, like getting on and being entertaining.
Content, yes.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's something that I've thought about too, because it's like, you know, if there is one person, you know, editing, and it's like we've talked about before, where it's like, dude, could you imagine if we had somebody that was editing our videos for us, and you know,
Yeah.
like yeah, we only had to do the content side of it. We didn't actually have to do any of the other, you know, side of it. It's like, yeah, that would be fantastic, but at the same time, like where we're at startup wise, like there's no way that's even in the realm of possibility of like,
Yeah.
you know. And so that's kind of where everybody has to pitch in if they want this to get where everybody agrees they want it to get to. And that's the other hard part, where it's like, you know, managing one YouTube channel that is your own and you're under your full control and you're, you know, one thing, but when it's a mix of multiple people, and like it's kind of hard for one person to be balancing.
It's like, imagine if we were literally like the video you just put up was on DVG and the videos that I put up on my channel were on DVG, you know.
And I know we've thought about doing of like, well, let's just all of the content, regardless if it's solo content or whatnot, just goes on DVD. But then it's like, you know, that channel has, you know, 80 subscribers,
Yeah,
or whatever
it's
it
like,
is,
what the fuck?
versus yours that has 5K, and then like, yeah, yours is 5K of people who like may or may not actually, you know, view the video, but it's still 5K people that it's
Yeah.
in front of, you know. So it's definitely something I've thought about.
Yeah, like
You know,
I
'cause, like,
think
trying to
about
spread it
moving
out to
stuff.
4 channels is a lot to try to get people to view, when it's like we really almost should just focus on getting on one, and then once we get that to a certain place, then you expand.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing it backwards.
Yeah. Quite literally, yeah. Also, like, man, if I just really want stuff to pick up in some kind of way to be like to have that motivator, you know, of like, wow, it is actually like something is happening.
Yeah.
Because like obviously there's not really too much of a motivator for like Christina, obviously, or like even like you to really put so much time into shit. Like, because I mean, I am fortunate enough, like I only work part-time at my job. I am not like trying to survive really on my job at the moment, so I have way more time than everybody else for sure. Wow, that was a close match. But like if we saw, you know, promise in like, if we put our time into it, it's like we are getting something out of it. It's like, yeah, everybody be fucking hopping on the fucking boat, like, oh yeah, get on the fucking happy boat.
No, 1000%. So it's just a lot, man. There's a lot that goes into all of this, and that's what makes, you know, like, I don't know, that's where my appreciation for a Markiplier and, you know, I mean, a Jacksepticeye, all those big guys, it's like they had put in so much work and so many hours of like doing it by themselves. Like they all didn't start with editors, they all didn't start with this, but like they were able to be funny and unhinged to a certain level to where, you know, and they also had like good breaks, like, and that's what happens though. Like that's kind of the thing that I believe in fully, is it's like if you work hard enough for something, there will be a break in there that will get you, you know, a Five Nights at Freddy's, where you just then, you know, it may not explode to that grander of a fucking thing, but like you can still get something that will like, hey, you caught a fucking, and that was kind of why I wanted to bring it, like I brought up the betas and doing games like that, where I'm like, you find something of like, you know, the big thing last year was like Arc Raiders, and like, yeah, that's not our normal type of game, but it was still something that like
There's more
everybody was
visibility,
viewing to.
yeah.
And you know, even like the Fortnite thing, like when that was fucking, those were trends.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that you can hop on and you can use that as a tool. And that was, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, when Fortnite came out, and like my friends and whatnot in high school were like super popular, but I'm like, dude, this game's fucking stupid. I don't like battle royales. This isn't really something, you know, even when Warzone blew up, like the way that it doesn't play like a normal Call of Duty old school, like it kind of bothered me. But at the same time, I was like, I did say that if a Call of Duty came out with a battle royale, I would fucking love that. And there's parts of it that I like, but it's also like I'm not big into doing games solo, which is also kind of an issue that I've had of like in the past of like I don't really like playing games by myself, because yes, there's certain enjoyment, but I also love the riffing and like when something stupid happens or a character makes something, you know, a stupid face or a stupid animation or whatever, you know, it's funny to have that person there, you know. Like I was thinking back to the Forest 2 when the fucking dipshit fucked up our whole building and then stared at us, and like we all just like started hysterically laughing. It's like, dude, if that would have happened to me by myself, I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad. And like, yeah, it would have been funny if I was recording, because then people get to see me be mad, but it's like I don't get it, that enjoyment out of it, like, you know. And it's also thinking about things in the moment of like that, where it's like, you know, how can I make a joke or, you know, make a, you know, something out of this. And that's another thing that I really like what the Game Grumps do, because they are able to do that. And some of them fucking miss, man. Like, you're not gonna hit 100% of the time, but like you're still sitting there thinking about jokes and what's funny in that moment. And like there's a lot of it where it's like, dude, I'll laugh my fucking ass off because you see it, they say it, and then you can connect the dots. And that's something like I've tried to explain to my dad too, because he's like, I don't really get people watching video games when you can play them. And it's like, yeah, but you're not understanding the unique experience that everybody gets. Like there's so many things that I could miss playing a game that other people are gonna see.
Yeah.
And like that's what's cool about the Call of Duty video when I was doing it, of like seeing that dude get hit with a fucking missile, and you can watch the missile coming from my perspective. Like I didn't even catch it at the time because I was so locked in on something else. But when you watch it back and you experience it through a different eye, almost like you get to see like where that's funny, and then you have the background of like the memes and the comedy that we have, and then so it's an ultimate like culmination of everything that comes together. And it's a fucking trip when you sit there and you're like, and then you get the feeling of accomplishment when like, yeah, I did this, I put the time and edited this together, and yeah, it's not fucking perfect, clean cut, like, you know, professional, but it's still something that I did and I worked on.
Yeah,
you know?
and then like being able to show it, like after I finish a DVG video, it's like, oh, let's go watch it, and everybody's fucking laughing, and it's just like, yeah, like seeing like this, like other people are enjoying the thing that I've like put effort into is like an amazing thing of creation.
Well, that was that was the thing like about the camp out footage too. Yeah, it's like you can watch that with the family and everybody kind of can see us being, because like you said, you're like, I edited like a DVG video. It's kind of shot like a DVG video. It's just a very long form one. Yeah. But like then you get to see the full shenanigans of what the fuck goes on. Yeah. It's like, you know, we've talked about where when I was living at Nan and Pop's, and you know, Matt was there and my mom was there, Christina was there, and we were all there. Like there, and I mean, we've talked about it too when we do Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, like having just a camera set up for table conversations and the jokes that people make, and just seeing everybody just like die laughing because they all know the joke and where this is going. Yeah. And like, you know, or like here's the kids table cam, and it's all of us just like making fun of the old people or some shit. Like, you know, it's just that stuff that when you get to watch back, then everybody can enjoy it. And like that's the cool part, and that's the part that would be really like yeah, it would be great to make money and like whatnot, but like to be honest, like just being able to make people laugh, and that was something that I've learned recently of like that I really enjoy. Is it's like it's not necessarily that I want to go be like a stand-up comedian, like I don't want that type of, but I do enjoy being the bringer of light and kind of
The
making the
brand of
mood
light.
lighter, if that makes
No,
sense.
yeah, I know
like
exactly what you
lighting the
mean.
mood, cracking
Yeah.
jokes and making people laugh because that's
Just being a
something I get
positive
enjoyment out of.
thing, also
Yes.
just in other people's life,
Yes.
of like,
Because everybody deals with the struggles that we talked about earlier, and so being able to escape that, whether it's for however long, is nice. And it's like, as much as our family is stressful and we fucking argue with each other and whatnot, and we're freaking out over who cooked the fucking turkey too long, or who's doing what and who's in the way of somebody else and now they're pissed off. Like, all that shit's irrelevant when we all get together and laugh.
yeah,
Like, I've talked to Nan about that so many times, where it's like, as stressful as it is, and there's a come down of that, of like, holy shit, we just had like 25 people in this fucking house trying to talk and make their own jokes, so everybody's talking over each other, and the volume level's at 10, and it's an overstimulation, but then like everybody's there, and you can, it just brings that easement of like, okay, we can escape from normal life for a little bit to
Yeah.
get into the good times, and that's really what it's all about. So it also feels like it's been a long time since you and I have had a
Yeah.
conversation like this. Like, this was an old school
Yeah.
Discord's call.
Well, because I've been thinking about that too. Of like, I mean, I mentioned this like a few times of like, we don't like talk as much as like,
Yeah.
I kind of wish we talked,
Yeah.
And it's like,
No,
it's
and
like even when we were playing Minecraft, it's like we kind of got more of that, but like, not as much,
There's just a lot more focus. Like, a lot of
yeah.
the games that we play require a lot of focus, and that's one thing that I've always loved about Call of Duty, is that like, you can kind of just turn your brain off and just kind of go into like whatever the fuck's going on, and then run around, shoot people. You get a little mad when you die like 8 times in a row. It's like annoying, and you're like, God damn it. But like, you can kind of just open things up to conversations, whereas in like League, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Played Up, you can't really do that. Faz, you can't really do
There's
that.
way too
Like,
much focus,
Minecraft,
yeah.
you're more focused on what everybody's doing in their own little department. Like, it just, it is tough, but like at the same time, like, I don't know. Like I said, yesterday, like, I got home from work, fell asleep for like 4 hours, woke up at like 9:30. I saw you were streaming, but I was like still tired and needed to eat food because I didn't eat dinner. So I'm like, I gotta eat food. And by that time, it'll be like 10 o'clock. I don't want to get on for like 10 minutes. Like, that's not, But then it's like, I have all these other existential life things that are going on, and so I'm sitting here and like, sometimes like, I've learned being, living alone. Like, yeah, it's great. I have so much freedom, but like other times, like, I miss being able to go out into the living room and see my dad and just have a conversation and joke around with him and whatnot. And like, sometimes it gets very alone, and if you're not a person that is accustomed to that, or fully understanding and like good with how your brain is alone, like, sometimes you can throw yourself down a rabbit hole if you're not in the right mood, and then you start like really getting hard on yourself of like, oh, I need, this needs to be better, this needs to be better, this needs to be better. And it's like, you got to take that out and like, what are the positives of this, and like, what are good things that can come to this, and like, I can talk to you guys more and reach out more. And that's something that like, even last year when I was going through things with that girl, and I was able to bring that up to you guys, because it's like, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a few that I can entrust with that, but like, outside of our family, like, there really isn't a lot. And so that's why, like, I consider, like, yes, Matt and Daniel are my brothers, but like, you're my brother. Christina's like an older sister to me.
Yeah.
And so like, having that availability of like, because of our group, because of DVG, and that's why I'm so appreciative of DVG, is because it's like, this is something that now, like, I get to be connected with you guys with, whereas I don't have that with, even Matt and Daniel. Like, I don't have that with them because it's such a gap.
Yeah.
And like, so that's why, like I said, I was like you're my other brother, and Christina's my sister, and like, we can all talk about things. It just, with life and shit, it kind of just gets passed over sometimes, where like, especially when we were in high school, there was a lot more of like discussions that we had about life and what's going on and how people are feeling in that moment, because that's another thing of like, like I said, some days are better than others. You know, and that's where sometimes, like I said, you get a lot more jokes out of me, and other times, yeah, there ain't no jokes here, man. The clown's out of service today. Like, you gotta go find another one, dude. So, but hell yeah. Well, I love Black Ops. I love you, man.
Love you
Glad
too,
that we
man.
could go back to a time when life was simpler, at least
Yeah.
for us. You know, that's
For
like I
real.
said, that's why I was like, I'm not gonna probably buy the new Call of Duty. I'm probably just gonna play this,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with that.
I'm content
because
with
I
that
don't- you
too.
know, like, yeah, there'll be breaks because it is Call of Duty, and like it does get monotonous because it is running out there to fucking die 1,000 times, but you're gonna try to get yours. You know, you're gonna try to kill people, and hopefully you come out on top in some of those. And you know, maybe you find some pooping clips out there, and then we can upload that and make content.
Yeah.
Of it, so hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I'll be on tomorrow.
You too.
I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try. I'm trying to think. Thursday. Okay. Yeah. No. So I have the rest of this week to try to get through some footage of Black Ops 7, and then edit through that, and hopefully have an upload by Sunday. Give me my hopes.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we'll
I mean, we'll have a lot of time tomorrow too, so
that's
potentially.
kinda, you know, and I have the other thing I need to be more productive on is Fridays, because with you doing your friend stuff and then like me and Christina not really being on, like I can spend
a
6
lot of
hours
time.
plus.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of time, and I realize like I watch a lot of shit on my couch and on my phone, and it's like, you know, man, this could all be time spent trying to gain traction and doing shit, or even just, like I said, having fun with uploading it. Like that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like, I do want this to go, and I want to put in the work for that, but I'm also content with it, like just being our content and something that's our archive of the good times.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Also,
But no,
like, I was gonna say, like you were saying about earlier, the fucking following the trends and stuff. I just like looked at the past lives he did, like the big, like Deadlock. When we played Deadlock,
yeah,
like
that's
those
another
have
one.
like 40 views each, like above everything else. Like they're up there with like. Also, there's a fucking Mad Call of Duty 6 sad, but you know.
Yeah.
But like that was an example, and we were having a lot of fun with that. Like that was before we started like understanding it and getting frustrated with it. But like,
Yeah,
that
and that's
works.
kind of the other thing that I have to try to like remember with some of this is too, is it's like I don't know, the days of me getting, you know, super far into something, you know, competitive wise, of like, you know, being able to make it to a level that's substantial enough to get paid from a
Yeah,
organization or something, like that's fucking gone. Like they ain't looking for some 26-year-old, they're looking for 18,
yeah.
you know, really young guys that you get.
But I don't know, man. Like, I mean, like for team wise, yeah. But like, I've also been like, I've been thinking more about looking like fighting game shit, with just like Smash, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at Smash. Like,
Yeah.
the main people
another
for
one.
shit like that, like obviously, like if you're recruiting people onto a team, like yeah, you want fucking young power.
Yeah.
But like solo game wise, like no, you get there's
Yeah, for sure.
there's avenues
Just,
there.
It's just a matter of, you know, like I said, you could be the insane guy, and then all of a sudden talking about him, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, this guy. Oh, he's got a YouTube channel. Oh
Yeah.
man, and he posts like, you know, whatever, whether it's, like I said, I'm not tutorials, but like, you know, you get to watch him play his solo matches or something, and you see him fucking pooping on people, and you're like, god damn,
Yeah.
how the fuck does he do that?
It's
And
like-
you're gonna get people that want to follow that.
Yeah, even like when we were watching like Red Mercy, like he was like what fucking like Diamond or something, and like we listened to what he had to say about things. We thought he knew what he was talking about. Like, and yeah, he's not anywhere near a fucking top level of anything, but like, you know, it was good videos and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and that's, like I said, that's kind of the other part of, like, you know, being able to discuss the games that we do feel passionate about.
Yeah.
That there is, you know, that we do understand, like, you know, I do understand Call of Duty. It's not a hard thing to understand, but like there are certain little minute details that actually play a big factor in, like, if you
Yeah.
know where people are going to come and how they're going to, you know, it's like the League thing where, like you were saying, where you're like, okay, I know this guy just used that spell, So now's my opportunity to go in and kick his ass because he can't do anything about it. So like I have that understanding of like, okay, this guy's gonna walk through here, or like I just saw him fucking shoot a bunch of bullets, so I know he's reloading, so I'm gonna go fucking bum rush his ass because he can't shoot me back.
Yeah.
You know, having that
This,
understanding of games
like,
too is good.
and
like, the flows.
you should really make a video just talking about Black Ops 2, like, while it's a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
because,
100%.
like, I was even just thinking about, like, oh, yeah, Deadlock, we were streaming that, and that was going well. That's the only thing we've kind of done in the moment. Like, Peak, we were a little bit late to it, and then I never made a video with it. If I made a video at the time that Peak was peaking, you know, like, I'm sure it would have
that's kind
gotten
of
something. Same thing with Deadlock, and, like...
kind of the hard part with how we
upload shit, yeah.
Yes, because I was like, you like getting, because you're looking at it as like computer space, which is totally understandable. When we're taking up fucking 3 terabytes of fucking computer space. It's like, I gotta get this shit off of here, but I don't want to delete this.
Yeah.
Because I know there's funnies in here, but it's just so backlogged.
Yeah.
And like that's where you're like, hey, can you guys help with like anything, like anything, even just cutting these down to where I can start getting to newer stuff. It's like you said, where you're like, dude, that was the last Cold War video. Cold War came out like 6 years ago, dude. Like, even me uploading the Black Ops 6, where I'm like, oh, it's here.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
fucking here. It's like those 2 years ago, bro. Like,
I think maybe. Okay, we should have a plan of like maybe there's like a day, like usually Thursdays are when we're on for a while or something.
Yeah.
We record an up-to-date video.
Yeah.
And we upload both an old video and an up-to-date, just like actual made, yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
actually
that was kind of the thought that I had with,
entertain.
like the weekly highlights kind of thing of
Yeah.
the stream, because it was like then that captures. It doesn't put so much pressure on like a week thing to get one video out. It's kind of just like we can choose from a bunch. But
Yeah.
then you have to think about like they're 1 hour to 3 hour streams every day. So like that's like
Yeah.
at least a full 24 hours of content.
What I have noticed, I mean, the TikTok thing is like pretty bad at it, but it auto clips. Like, I don't know how it decides what the fuck, some fucking algorithm thing. I don't fucking know what's going on with it, but it cuts out parts of my stream, and it's like, oh, look at these highlights from your thing. Like some of them is me pooping on poop. Wow, Jesus Christ. Wow. Me pooping on people, and I'm like, oh wow, like that is really like useful. Like I can just put that up, and it's like, why don't I just put that up? It's like, oh, I don't want to just put a 10-second clip on my thing. It's like, well, fucking, why the fucking, god damn it, why not, man?
Yeah. No, that's.
You're not putting anything on there. Just put something on there.
Exactly, and that's why you were like, dude, you should upload something to your channel. Something.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have it. You just gotta.
You could even literally, with the last video I have, between each edit, cut them, turn them into little fucking like 5-second fucking things, 10-second things. Put it on YouTube Shorts and fucking TikTok, and just fucking let it swim. You know, if it gets 10 views, hey, you got 10 views. You know.
Well, not only that, but like you also have to think about it of like, if you think about those as ads, like
Yeah,
advertisements.
literally.
for your
That's
channel,
how we're using
like, if
our.
somebody finds something funny, then they will click on the video.
Yeah.
Or like, because you can also, I'm pretty sure you can like have where that clip comes from and what video, and then.
I believe you can have that on
send it to
YouTube.
video.
I'm on TikTok. I don't know how shit works. Like, I don't know anything about TikTok, like, at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know the long form version of TikTok. Like I don't know how much.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I forgot they have long form now too. I don't know. That's probably like 3 years ago they added that, but.
Yeah, but like, no, that was something that I've thought about because there's plenty of people that I've like seen a YouTube short that thought was funny and then went and like kind of went down a little thing of like, oh, okay, this is what they upload, and then you can kind of go from there. And like, sometimes they're just going to watch more shorts and like, hey, I don't give a shit. That's more views. Like, sure, at some point you can get that monetized of like, you're getting however many views, and because that also is what plays into getting monetization on channels now is like how much views you have and what's your subscribers and like what's your daily views and like those kinds of things. So that's why it's even more an incentive of like uploading, because then you're gaining and get, they're going to push the people that are getting attention. And like if you can bring attention to you regardless of how it is, then they will kind of start pushing you a little bit more. So
yeah. There's another thing that that YouTube was going to add, I saw recently too, is like they're going to make the views like TikTok.
yeah, where if it's regardless of how
which is like better or worse, like big number go up gonna make me happy, but like it is literally not actual people watching, so it's kind of like a yikes in that kind of way of like if it's literally if it's not showing now and it's gonna show then, it's like, well, there's literally not people watching my stuff, but it is showing you how much your stuff is showing up to people at least.
I was gonna say that's the way that I looked at it, because you can already go into the metrics in YouTube and see what the durations are of people that watch, and like what their average duration is. And like I remember looking on mine and it was like a minute, and that was kind of what maybe this last time be like, well, what if I don't make it a 10-minute video, I make it a 5-minute.
That's why I brought down the DVG ones to 8, because I'm just like, like, if we're gonna be getting new people, I don't think some random person, I'm gonna watch this 10-minute video of these people.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's kind of the other part where I think starting with the TikToks and the shorts, and then also like even growing that upon like, and that's the other hard part too, is there's like, dude, there's so many social media apps that people are on. Like we could have a DVG subreddit.
Yeah,
just upload to the fucking Reddit.
I do. That's what I've been trying to. That's what I'm trying to get right now with my my art stuff. Is I'm honestly like, I need to start putting my stuff on Reddit and just, I put one thing on something and it got like 200 something views and like, it got like 6 likes. That's like more than my accounts, man. Like what the fuck?
It's also 200. If you think about
it's just that's literally like
unique individual viewers. Like you're getting 200 on this and 200 on that and 200 on that and 200 on that. Like if you do that for 5 apps, that's 1,000 people. That saw your shit.
And it's like literally, it's like, like maybe they don't like follow me or looking more into me, but it's like if a dude on the street was just like, hey, I can just like show your thing, like a couple hundred people would be like, yeah, dude, yes, dude, that sounds awesome. That's literally what it is.
The old days would have been like, if you had a poster or something that you made or whatever, and then you would put it up like on a fucking wall, right?
Yeah.
Like people could come and just fucking rip that shit down without you even fucking like having any control over that. Where like people can report you now, but like if the report isn't actually a fucking thing, then like they're not gonna take down your shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just free views and advertising. That's the other part that we have to kind of think about. Is it's like there's so much, getting your name and your channel out there and your account out there is like free advertising for the shit that you're actually making.
Yeah.
And and the other thing is it's like, I think about this with like our work, and like my boss explained it to me, because like, dude, we bid so many jobs and so many projects and we don't get fucking like a lot of them, but it's still like if we didn't shoot our shot on all of them, or like all the ones that we did, and like we still made like 10% of them or something like that, we wouldn't have 10% if we would have never or if we would have done half those jobs. Okay, well then you lower the percentage and you lower the percentage. So it's like, it's actually more of like, the more you're putting yourself out there, the more chances of you actually getting people that are going to stay and watch our stuff and find us funny and like us, so like that's the other part.
And that's like, I mean, it is like, it sucks that like Christina isn't very adept with stuff, and it's like, it's not really a thing that's really easy to teach it either.
That's part of the drive.
Yeah.
Like, if you want this is what you're gonna have to go do nowadays. Like people aren't just gonna, and I know that I don't want to see she struggles with that with her own like her own little store or whatnot. But like the amount of times I've gone over there and Nan's like, if you just like put up your stuff, like even the stuff that isn't like, okay, yeah, you're not making this specific set of things, but like even if it's a one-off thing and you like make it and you put it up there and you don't know if it's gonna go off or something, like it doesn't matter, because if that's something that people are gonna buy, then you immediately go, okay, well I can make more of those, and then it's a popular item. Or like I don't think she advertises for her thing,
Yeah.
So like that's another part of it, and that's
Because this is all like this is kind of the job that I would love to have is being I don't know what even job this really is, like I guess like a marketing guy.
It's 100%.
I love it. I love the idea of it. I have the ideas for it. It's just it's hard to get the motivation from the other people involved in things. Like even with like my work or even just like other people's art stuff, like even Athena, like I want to get them to be able to like do stuff with their work, and like I'm like you don't even post like you just whatever, like it's just sketches and stuff. You get those up and out and like just get some kind of publicity. It's like you will gain traction even if it's the littlest bit. If it's one dude who's like liking your post every time, that's that's something.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And like I would love so much to help with Christina's end of stuff, and like even like my parents with their fucking like eBay stuff. It's like I said, I can make them an online marketplace, and like I could run some kind of like Instagram thing with that, but that's just more time, because it really is like for like companies, like that is like a paid job, like that is literally a full-on job.
1000%.
And so because it's so much time you have to put into that, but I'm pretty passionate about it. It's just like it needs an extra body in order to do it. It's because there's only so much you could do as a single person for it.
Yes.
So.
No, 100%. That's like I said. That's the hard part about it. But it's getting other people involved and like getting them as passionate as you are about it is a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, everybody else has their own outside things and their own. And a lot of the times it's also just a non-understanding. Like they just don't understand, and we don't really gravitate to things we don't understand. Like that's a very, like, and that's something that I've had to grasp and learn. Of like things that make people uncomfortable. A lot of the times, people like there's a certain set of people and the way their personality is that they won't go do that because they don't like being uncomfortable. So they like staying where they're comfortable, and they're good with that. But it's also like the only way to grow and to expand is to go put yourself in those uncomfortable positions and talk with people that are comfortable in those uncomfortable positions.
Yep.
And that's where you're like, no, dude, I'm good with talking to people and explaining, and doing this and doing that and, selling them on this idea or whatnot. Like, it's just, I need help. I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Like, trying to do it as a lone wolf is, like, insane.
Yeah.
So, but... No, like I said, I like the idea of doing the double upload of like one upload of the older stuff that we have to get through, and then like one upload of newer stuff of like and like you said, like sitting down and like almost having a recording in mind of like we are making a video, so this is content. Like we need to bring the funnies, we need to bring the energy.
I always think the one day I came home from like work one day and I was just like, I'm just gonna record a Splatoon video. I'm gonna record 3 matches and I'm gonna cut it down, and whatever I end up with, I'm gonna upload it. And I did, and it did like okay. Like, and it was like that was the same day I literally just made it and uploaded it. It was like an hour and a half thing. Like fuck, like that was so.
An hour and a half recording is not that bad to go through and find.
Well, no, it was an hour and a half total. Like my recording was 30 minutes. I barely cut out anything because I'm just as long as you're talking during the whole thing. Because that's the problem with a lot of our recordings. It's a stream. We're not talking the whole time. We're not trying to be entertaining. We're having fun. We're playing games.
Exactly.
Like, so that's why some of this stuff is just so brutal to go through.
Yeah. Which, I mean, even then, that goes also to our, real life videos when we're doing, food reviews on stuff. Like, it's also hard in that, like, to get into a mindset of like, all right, we're gonna bring the funnies, we're making the content. This has to be, And like I said, there's a lot of videos where tempo is out of it, but we also like shot 6 videos that day.
Yeah,
and I'm fucking tired, or I ain't got no more jokes, man. Because like that's my worry about some of it. Like and that's where with some of my videos and things that I've edited, I don't want to be too repetitious in the memes that I'm using, but like those are the memes that are in my head at the moment. And so I'm like, okay, how do I, you know, and then at a later time I'll think of something funny that could have gone in that video at that time, and I'm like, oh man, like that's. But then again, it's like, all right, well then remember that, and when you make another video, because that's gonna come up again or something similar, you can fucking use that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
And fucking.
And also, like you said, not all of our videos need to have a fucking 1,000
Yeah.
memes thrown into them. Like a lot of the times they can just be simple zoom-ins and slow motions and you know whatnot, and simple little edits. They don't need to be super duper crazy.
And like even like you were saying though, like the Game Grumps, they don't edit anything. It is all entertainment.
No, it's all them. And like they're gonna make a joke, and if you don't get it, like you may have to rewind and see what they're actually talking about, because it could be a fucking dude that's, you know, in the corner of the screen fucking doing the herky jerk, and fucking Aaron sees it and is able to play and riff off of that, and then Dan sees it, it's like, oh fuck, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's, and like I said, that's why I respect them so much for what they do, because
there's no, I mean, there's definitely people that are like that. I'm just not exposed to them.
But I've just never seen it
to that.
Like, I don't know, it's also their personalities. Like they don't take advantage of things, and they're okay with staying with what has got them to where, like, they know what works, it doesn't get old, and like there's so much content to be made out of that they don't have to strive to the clickbaity thing. Like even if their title is like, it's never clickbaity, even if they're like, whatever their title is something that happened in the video, and like not all of them are fucking super bangers, you know, but there's still funnies in there that are entertaining, and that's kind of the other thing that like you kind of gotta bring it out. It's a test, you know, and that's like where improv comedy comes in, where it's like you can think of something funny right on the spot that relates to this, and it's, you know, that's how
they literally have, like, they've taken classes on that too. I mean, obviously, like, maybe they didn't, like, earlier on, and they've still been doing the same thing, but like eventually came to a point where it's like, all right, we need to like actually get trained on this. This is what we do, you know.
Yeah, well, and they're both performers, and that's really what this comes out to, is it's like, you know, like I said, as much as I'm not a big, like, you know, was in plays or, you know, things like that, but like those people, like, it also reminds me of like your friend Micah. Like he has the ability to do things like that and perform in ways, because that's what he's passionate about doing, and he's had practice and prior experience doing it, and like, you know, like like you said, where you're like, oh yeah, he asked us to all come by, and it's playing in some dude's garage or something, you know. And he's like playing a weird off instrument or something, and you're like, you know, yeah, that's not going to be your huge break, but it's like, it's something that he enjoys doing, and it's really cool when you actually appreciate the art behind it and what it takes to go into that and do it, because not a lot of people are going to want to do that and put themselves in that position, but he, like, he's done it enough to where he's comfortable in that, and it, like I said, it's a very unique thing, and that's something that I'm starting to appreciate a lot more now. Is like the uniqueness that people can bring to something, and they're like, you see their strengths come through, and they're passionate about it, and it's super super awesome, and they're willing to go get it and not really give a fuck of like, you know, some people would be like, oh, I don't want to play some dude's garage, like what the fuck is that? And you're like, no, he's looking at that as an opportunity, and he's taking it, and then he's gonna go to his friends and be like, hey, I know like not all you guys are gonna make it, I'm just throwing it out there, just to, you know, appreciation if you did come by, even if it was for a second, like just stopping by and saying hi or whatever, like, you know, it's not like he's asking you for fucking, you know, oh, it's like, you know, you gotta make sure you pay me, like, yeah, there might be a fucking $5 entrance fee or whatnot, but like, hey, man, it's $5, come, you know, come support me and come check it out, you'll have a good time.
I'm trying to like go, like, I'm beginning my journey with that stuff. Like, I have my business cards, and I've been kind of like putting them, like when people have bulletin boards and stuff, like I've been putting them places every once in a while, and then like I've gone and talked to a few card game shops, like comic shops, like every once in a while me and Ath are out, and we're like, oh, this place has like a bunch of like community made stuff, and I'm like, I'm just gonna ask, like, what is their deal with that? And like now, like, with this new game that we're making, that we're going to have done by the end of the month, it's all about like community, like art and stuff, basically. And it's gonna be a lot to, like, the whole thing of this is we're gonna try to partner with like shops and stuff to try to basically they'll have like their own version of the game or whatever, so we're gonna have to go to like actual, like, oh, their game night like once a week, and then I have the game, and then try to get involved with the community that's there to the point that then it becomes like an actual thing at that place, and then possibly get more recognition through the shop itself to that. And like that's kind of our objective with this next thing, and like that'll also be good because then that's more publicity of like my own personal art, our other game, and then through that also leads to fucking possible DVG exposure, which is like that's always like in the back of my head about with everything of like, because this has been my longest thing of all time is fucking working on DVG, my most consistent. I've put so much fucking time into it. It's fucking like that's
Blood, sweat, and tears.
like having something that I know we're also all like gonna benefit off of, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like Justina and her fucking Tiz toppers, like I wanna, like, it's not really like a good way to like advertise it necessarily. I mean, like we could literally do like a fucking 10-second ad and put it in the middle of a video, like why, like, you know, or even just like as a fucking.
We've talked about that before. I forget what it was, but there was something where I was like, you know, we could just run.
Oh, I think it was
for our individual channels, and I was like, you know, we could just run like in like before the DVG videos, or like even on our own, like vice versa on our own channels. Like we could run a 10-second ad or 15, whatever, at the beginning or the middle of the video of like, hey, Joe, go check out DVG. Like if you like the content that you're seeing or like whatnot, like we have a separate, you know, whole entity for this. And like, you know, or you could do it for, you could do it of like, hey, you know, this is my art account, this is where, you know, I uploading this, I go to school for this, blah blah blah. Like you can explain it a little bit, but also just be like, go click here if you want to, you know, see more of my artwork. Or like, you know, even if it was something at the end of the video of like what you've created for the end screen, like, you know, hey, I made this end screen, I also do this other artwork, like
that's a really good idea. Yeah,
you know, here's these ideas. And like even with Christina, and like we could, you know, vary, but it's just a matter of like making that little bit of an ad, and then remembering of like, okay, I gotta throw this in at this part of the video, and then doing it for like every video that we do, because it's like, dude, we have, you know, so many things. And that's why I was doing at the end of my streams where I'm like, you know, hey, go check out DVG, go check out Violette Lightning.
And that's why I'm even trying to like
other outlets.
At the end of the, like, I have the thanks for watching, I'm plugging our channels, and like maybe if somebody did get to the end of the video, like, you know, there is more videos to keep them watching. It's not just one thing. Like there's at least like an extra thing of like, hey, if you want to look at these other two that you have, you can look at.
Yeah. No.
And like it's almost like, if we could have that like maybe at the beginning of the stream or the beginning of the video, but obviously like you don't want to have it at the very beginning because people want to click on the video and see what the fuck you're trying to look at. Exactly. If I click on it, I see an ad, I'll be like, the fuck. But having like an ad break in the middle, but it's like your own ad, like that's such a good, I love that as an idea. It sounds so fucking cool.
That was something that I was like, you know, these other people, they get, you know, paid to advertise, you know, fucking earbuds or, you know, VPN, whatever it is that's willing to pay for that. But I'm like, what if we just do that for our own shit?
Yeah.
Like it's a free advertisement in a way. It's like you know, like we talked about, where it's like everything is kind of seen as an advertisement when you're trying to build up a brand in a way. So it kind of makes sense to like do that, but also remembering to put in the time for that. And that's something where my brain, like, I get very, not like overstimulated, but like, especially when it comes to like a video where I'm like, okay, I've tweaked this and I've done this and I've done this little, you know, adjustments here, adjustments there. Okay, I'm done and I just want to get this out.
Yeah.
And so then I kind of skip over things. Like I could have added so many more tags to this last video that I did, and I can go back and change it and like add them back now. But like when I was uploading that, I was like, I just want to get this uploaded.
Yeah.
I don't really care at this moment about all this other shit. But
that's me with like the thumbnails and stuff. Yes. Like the thumbnails definitely help with some videos, but I have not been doing that on the last couple. But they've also been, our last couple of posts have been doing well, dude. Like good. Like,
Well, and it's also like, you know, like I said, it's dependent on what, and sometimes there's anomalies, and I've definitely understood that of like one Minecraft video will get 50 plus views and the next one will get 2.
dude,
Like,
wait,
what the
I
fuck
just realized
happened?
like all of our videos are actually doing very well. Like since
Well,
I started doing the thumbnails, like it was 22, 24, 38, 20, 12, then 6, 16, 10, 12, 8, 23, 7, 18, then 2, then 14, 11, and 4, then 17. You know, it's like compilation 12 is 53 views that I put on my thing. I need to do that again. I need to put, when we upload a video, put it on my fucking thing. Like that one smoked.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, even like my fucking Black Ops video I did 4 days ago, it has 9 views.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty good. Like, I know a few of those are me because I wanted to make sure the video was actually like good and the audio wasn't fucking crazy, because that was my big dude. I was so concerned with that the audio was not going to be at the level it was supposed to be. It was going to be way too loud or way too quiet, and I was like really nervous about that.
Yeah.
But I was like, it'll be fine, because I was like, dude, I spent all this time, and like even now, like with that free editor, there's only like I can't actually get it to a very specific volume. It only does it by like 10%. And I'm like, dude, that's not a lot of control when you think about volume. Like it could be all over
Yeah.
the place. Like especially with some of the memes that we're pulling off of YouTube. Like I can't really control how loud they are. That's why the fucking the
Yeah.
pistol with the fucking spy shit is like super loud in comparison to everything else. But I'm like, it works. It's fine. Like, you know, it may spook somebody, but whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I think thumbnails and then just the TikToks and the reels and just getting, you know, and the YouTube shorts and just getting people that short form where you get the little bit of taste and then
Yeah.
go and, you know, then introducing them to the channel and then having them kind of go find the rest of it.
And then using as much as I can of my, because I have a pretty good following on my Instagram and my TikTok. It feels like I'm usually like averaging a good amount of visibility on all my things. Like my reels get like 200 views consistently, and my TikToks usually get like 500 to 1,000 views pretty consistently. With like a 10% of them giving likes, which is like 10% of people like actually actively interacting with the content, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just, like, I'm pretty set right now. I could be spending a lot more time with this because I've got videos already edited. Like, I still have the Fuzz compilation. There would technically be a Violet compilation. And then there's, like, the actual League compilation. Like, I'm not going to upload a League video until I finish a Fuzz compilation, put it up, a Violet compilation, put it up, and then everybody, just a best of. Maybe it's going to be, like, a 20-minute video, like, super compilation of just, like, smokins. Well, that's another thing also, is just like us popping off as a fucking video, like just re-uploading stuff like that. And
Yeah, and that's, you know, like I was thinking about it and I'm like, that's just a lot of clips to organize pre-upload, but it's like if you already upload them and then go back and like cut through a video of like, okay, I'm gonna go into this, you know, video with the explicit like idea that I'm gonna find everybody pooping, then you can recut.
Well,
through
I've already cut through. The thing is, I have all that already cut out and separated. It just hasn't been like finally done. Like that was nice. That was having an objective with editing is also so much nicer than just going in and like I'm just gonna cut up this fucking hour-long thing. It's like but if like you're going in, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna cut out me ripping people, and like if I tell a joke, then there you go. Like, yeah, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos still to upload. And that's like, it's going into like October, like of content that I have that I literally won't have to edit anything new. So I'd have the time to create some shorts, create some other things, work on thumbnails. It's just also this whole next month, I am working on board game though. So
no, that's like, so that's understandable. But I also think having an objective like that of like with Christina, because she always is like, well, I don't know what to edit necessarily, like what to cut and what not to cut, and it's almost just like whatever you find funny.
Yeah.
Like if you find it funny, or like
genuinely,
if we're laughing about it or something, like you can just cut that and put it in, and then like even then, like we can do like reviews, and like the three of us can sit in a call one day, and like maybe we don't play games that night, maybe we just review what people got.
Yeah.
Of like edits wise, and like, you know, if they were unsure about something, they can ask questions, and then we can kind of just be like, oh, okay, well, two of us find that funny, or, you know,
Yeah.
one of
There's
us
like
finds
an
it
actual
super
like
funny,
DVG
you know?
business meeting.
Literally.
Like literally, yeah.
That's because, like I said, I think that would help her kind of give her a direction
Yeah.
to go into. But it's also like, I completely understand too, of like when you look, and this goes for anything, where it's like when you look at something at the bigger picture and it is so fucking huge that it overwhelms you, like you just almost have to ignore that it's a 3-hour clip or whatever.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it like edit by edit.
Yeah.
Of just like, because that was the cool part about doing this last video, where I was like,
You still
I went
have
through, like, I don't know,
yeah.
hour and a half of footage, and I still have like another hour and a half, 2 hours to go through.
Yeah, when
And
you're
I
not
made,
looking
like,
at it, the
5-minute
total.
video.
Yeah, if you're not looking at the total of it, you're just looking edit by edit. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you're
like it's really
okay, I
not
got
that
to 5 minutes.
insurmountable.
Perfect. You know, I
Yeah.
got to 8 minutes. Perfect. That's all you need to do. And then, like you said, where it's like, then we have the idea of, as we're editing it, it's like, okay, I have these clips. I can set these up as shorts.
Yeah.
And like, if we really start getting crazy, what we could do is we could actually take those edits of the shorts, upload those already as like a preview to the video.
Yeah.
And then like,
Oh,
drop
dude,
the
we
video
need to do that.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, that was something that just popped into my head of like, that's a good idea, but like, there's a lot of preparation that has to go into it. So
Another
like,
thing is putting like a really funny, whatever the funniest thing is, like at the start of the video too,
Yes,
like to
as
really
another
pull people
preview.
in.
Exactly. Like, that's why my mindset, where you're like, well, I don't want the ad at the beginning. I'm like, well, if you start off with the funniest thing as the clip, then do the ad, then you do the rest of the video,
Yeah.
and like that funny clip will be in there, and then by that point you got people in there for like a minute, which is like, hey man, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If you saw the funniest clip and the fucking ad, I'm good.
Yep.
Like, the rest of the video is just gravy on top. Like, just watch this and watch our ad and we're good. You know?
Yeah, I mean that's like the I think with the like the U compilation and the Tiz compilation, like I mean those ones did the least out of everybody, unfortunately, which is kind of upsetting because like that's like literally best ofs. It was just like fucking come on, people, like, come on, it's the best. It's supposed to be the best. Click on it. It's like don't look at the other stuff. Look at the best. But I tried to put like the best moments at the very start to like grab people.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Sounds good. Yeah, it was a productive DVG call.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we've had 2 people in this fucking TikTok fucking stream for fucking like 3 hours, and I appreciate you guys. I see you,
yeah.
Sean and Dan.
They get-
There was another person who was in here. It wasn't Sean and Daniel. But thank you, Sean, also.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to the behind the scenes of
Motivational
life
talk,
talks.
and then fucking
Yeah.
business, and then fucking life, and then fucking, yeah.
That it was a very full stream this time instead of the normal just fucking cracking funny every once in a while. Fucking call it a day.
Ah,
So
let me
Alright,
see.
I will be
108 views. Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.